So if you've ever had the desire to learn how you can establish your own charitable fund or scholarship, go to our Community Foundation of Greater New Britain website at cfgnb.org. That's cfgnb.org.
It's going on now. The end of the year winter clearance sale at Proterra Subaru Outlet in Hartford. Save on every Subaru. With over 450 new factory fresh Subarus to choose from, you'll have the time of your life picking out the exact new Subaru you're looking for. Brand new Ascents, lease for just $279 a month, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months. You could save hundreds, even thousands over other area Subaru dealers when you buy your new Subaru from Proterra Subaru Outlet in Hartford. Buy a new Impreza for a low $22,495 or lease for just $189 a month, or get 0% financing for 72 months. New Outbacks, $249 a month. Crosstreks, just $24,495, or get the 0% financing for 72 months. Make this a Subaru December to remember and buy or lease your new Subaru from Proterra Subaru Outlet in Hartford, exit 33 off I-91 at the corner of Weston and Jennings. View all our specials at ProterraMotors.com. Call 888-799-1150 for details.
Where will
1 minute.
you? With an education from University of Maryland Global Campus, it could take you towards your next success. An accredited state university, UMGC helps working adults like you learn the skills you need for the career you want. And with no application fee through February 12th, there is no better time to start. Choose from more than 135 degrees and certificates in career-relevant fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Plus, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, no-cost digital resources in place of textbooks for most courses, personalized support, and lifetime career services. And with transfer credits and scholarships for those who qualify, UMGC can help you take a leap forward no matter where you are on your education journey. Classes soon. Apply now and get your application fee waived through February 12th. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is Reese on the radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Yeah! What's going on, all you scallywags out there? And nutmeggers? And everybody else across the fruited plain listening to my melodious voice. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC, the day after Christmas, everybody. And we want to welcome you all back here to hang out with Reese on the radio. Where's my applause? There you go. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. And it's been great. My vacation was okay. It was good. I was fine. I know you were all worried about me. I got messages. I miss not listening to you, Reese, but we've got to celebrate Christmas. And I hope you had fun. I had a blast. We've got people over. They cooked for us. I had ham. I had stuffing. Some ne'er-do-well tried to call it dressing. I almost choked him out. It was my stepson. He realized immediately that he didn't know what he was talking about, and he referred to it as stuffing immediately after. Not that you should always threaten violence on a teenager, but sometimes you got to give the hint. You know, call it dressing again. Call it dressing again. Anyway. We had a blast. We had plenty of people here. We had new people here we didn't know. other people we had not spent the holiday with, they're still here, so they can hear me anyway. So I just want to thank them for coming in, and thank you for coming to my home and cooking for us. And the leftovers are fantastic. It is no lie that Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner afterwards, the leftover stuff is better than the day of. It's better then. And I had some for lunch as well today. We got plenty of news and plenty of views for you today. I got to talk about some stuff that we haven't talked about in the holiday. 5 o'clock focus in effect today, and it is Christmas themed. So I'm not going to wait until the 5 o'clock focus. I want you to call throughout. You can call on every one of the issues I bring up today. We're going to talk about President Joe Biden. We'll talk about the incoming administration, but primarily we're going to talk about immigration today, because that has been on the lips of everyone just some 26, 27 days out from Inauguration Day and the purge, if you will, that is going to happen. But let me tell you what the 5 o'clock focus question is, and we're going to do it for the rest of the show. So if you want to call in and opine about whatever, add this on as the 5 o'clock focus. What was the weirdest thing you ever got for Christmas? Weirdest thing. Doesn't matter what it is, when it was, at what age. Something that you remember that was completely weird that you got for Christmas. I've got 2, maybe 3 things that I got that were weird. And one was from just some random girl, and another one was from my grandmother. And it was a gift that broke my little brother's heart. And Charles, if you're listening, turn the radio off, my friend. Turn it off. He is going to hate this story. So I'll talk about that as well. But let me get to the opening monologue. And thank you, everybody in the chat room. Merry Christmas, Kathleen and Jason. Thank you for loving the shirt. If you want to see the shirt, go to reeseontheradio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Oh, and I've got to set up the phones in a second as well. Forgot all about that. Immigration. When do you think illegals and criticisms of illegals in this country will become the new Islamophobia? That is what's coming, folks. Believe it or not, it is what's coming. Liberals, Democrats alike, the left, the radical left, they are hell-bent in getting illegals into this country. They are hell-bent in giving them amnesty, citizenship, and voting rights in this country. And they will stop at nothing to get it. Nothing. And they will create enemies out of you so that they can keep those illegals in the country. And the only way that they have left is to turn illegals into Muslims post 9/11. Who doubts me? There's no way you can doubt me on this. Listen closely to what I'm saying to you. That fire, that arson, that murder that took place in New York City, that story is everywhere. And Democrats, liberals, and leftists, communists, and Marxists cannot have that be the face of immigration in this country. And they know damn well it will. Lake and Riley, that was a bridge too far for them. They could not even address it. Joe Biden had to be forced in the State of the Union to even address her. Couldn't do it well, but had to. They know that the death of Lake and Riley was really weighing them down. And a lot of people know that the death of Lake and Riley affected people at the ballot box this past November. But when I told you that Democrats will never waver on who they are, they will always be Democrats. You can't wean them off that teat. They must be radical. They must be woke. The more and more stories there are about illegals committing crimes against people in this country, The left is thinking, how can we turn this into what we did post 9/11? Saying that any criticism of somebody of a certain faith, a certain background, or where they come from is a kind of phobia. They just haven't come up with a name for it yet. It's not catchy yet. You can't say immigrant phobia. It doesn't flow. There's no marketing behind that. So when you start talking about this, they've got to shut you down. They've got to shut you up. They've got to tell you that what you're seeing is only isolated. You've got nothing to worry about. You're just phobic of that group because of who they are. The racism thing, that's got no weight anymore. See, now, the phobia part, that's the easy one. They did it with the LGBTQ community. They did it with transgender. That's how they got people to comply. So that's what they're going to do for illegals in this country. They're going to forget about the law. The law means nothing. But you pointing out that illegals are killing people, raping women, oh, and who are they going to say that you're protecting? Oh, folks, come on. Let's be truthful here. If you were to weigh out the grievance scale, if you were to take the grievance scale and you would put it on sort of a totem pole, if you will, the highest on that totem pole are white women. The lowest, or somewhere in the lower region, would be illegals. The oppressive class. Imagine you talking about Lincoln Riley at a party, and some leftist hears you talking about it, saying, you care more about that white woman than you do about someone who's living in poverty and squalor in a third world country. You're an elitist snob. Oh, yeah. Oh, let cisgender white folks, oh, you can abuse that group till the cows come home, till you're blue in the face. It doesn't matter what individuals do. It doesn't matter what crimes they commit. It doesn't matter how dangerous they make your community. They are the permanent underclass, used as a cudgel against people who have lived here and have benefited here all their lives, even black folks. If you're a black person living in the middle class, you've got a job, maybe a car, a wife, 2.3 kids, and a dog, say something about how you're concerned about your wife or your children and illegals in the country or in your neighborhood. How soon they'll say that you've turned on your people and your race and you've been whitewashed. How you've now become the blackface of white supremacy. Oh, it's coming because they can't. How long do you think they're going to be able to suffer through this PR nightmare that is illegal setting people on fire and watching, smiling as the woman burns? They can't spin that. If only she'd been a CEO in a healthcare company. Oh, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I said that. That's the only way, that's the way they're looking at it. I told you before, and I'll tell you again. That's how the left operates. They work an angle. They've got no shame. And they are fighting every day. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, Reese, we already won the election. Can't we just move on? Yeah, at your own peril. Sit back and relax. Pop open bottles, baby. We won. But I told you before, and I'll keep telling you, fight's not over. Fight never ends. Listen closely to this young lady. Her name is Shira Stein. She's the San Francisco Chronicle writer. And she was on MSNBC over the weekend. You don't think the spin's coming? Listen closely. Listen closely. If I can play it.
There's been huge concerns. There's been concerns for months during the campaign about potential deportations, but this is to a new level. There has been a guidance in place since 2011 that largely prevented, with some exceptions, ICE agents from entering churches, schools, places like that to remove and deport migrants. The biggest concern right now is yes, the small number of migrants who are still in those places, and the more who may decide to go there. But in California, migrants are a huge part of the agricultural workforce, and California produces much of the country's food. And so without those migrants, it could cause huge price surges in the food industry, which we're already seeing problems of people talking about not being able to afford groceries. It could cause that problem. It could also cause the California wine industry to collapse. So there are huge repercussions to deportation beyond just removing those people who many of whom lived here for years, if not decades.
Now listen to what Shira Stein is saying here. Listen to the nonsense coming out of her mouth. She says that if California were to have their illegals deported, that food prices would skyrocket as a result. This is supposed to be one of those deterrents that they say in the news media. Oh man, if you get rid of those people, you can damn well bet your food prices are going to go through the roof because you're not going to have anyone to pick those that produce out in those fields. But see, if Shira Stein was on any other network with the exception of MSNBC or CNN, and she had actually gone to a real network where real journalism happens, I would have asked a follow-up question of Shira and said, hey, Shira, you do know that Joe Biden opened up the floodgates, right? You do know that Joe Biden allowed anyone and everyone to come in through the southern border. On day one, Shira, and food prices went through the roof. Can you explain to me how the opposite happens? Because Donald Trump was keeping people out of the country, food prices were lower. Joe Biden let them flood through the southern border, and the prices went up. Yo math ain't mathing, as they say in the hood. That makes no sense to me. And now she's also concerned about the wine industry. Oh, where will all my friends get their Chardonnay? Where? Napa Valley will be a ghost town. Where will I get my Asti Spumante? Oh, I couldn't believe she brought it up. What does she think? Like the average person is worried about what wine prices are going to be? Don't worry, sweetheart. If you drink wine, you can afford a little price gouging here and there, okay? It's something you can brag to your friends about, huh? Yeah. Oh, look. This bottle of Reuniti was $400. All right, only a few of you are going to know that. My wife doesn't drink wine, and she watched this video of a woman drinking wine with ice. She almost had a fit. She doesn't even drink wine. My wife almost lost it. She goes, and she was supposed to be watching the video, which had something completely insane on it, and she says, that woman's drinking wine with ice. Yeah, Rama, exactly. How very Kelly Osbourne of her. She goes, yes, you can expect the wine prices to go through the roof. What will all the Karens think? Let me get to the phones real quick before we take a break. Tony is in Southington. How you doing, Tony? Tony, are you there?
I'm here. You got
there
me?
you go. What's going on, sir?
Yep. Hey, happy belated Christmas. Merry Christmas.
To you too,
And
sir.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I just want to add, you were totally right about that. The Democrats play on emotions to lure and, reel in a certain, demographic, a group of people based solely on emotions to steal votes. And at the end of the day, cause and corrective action never plays a role in everyday life for all kinds of people that are legal Americans, no matter what you are or who you are. And that hurts us. It's just downright scumbag cheating, man.
Well, wait a minute. What do you think of her logic, Shira Stein here, suggesting that prices are going to go through? And again, it's like no one remembers that just 4 years ago we had the lowest immigration ever under Donald Trump. The floodgates go open and produce prices went through the roof, and now suggesting that getting rid of them is going to cause them to go even higher. It makes no sense.
Right, that's the biggest lie going. We can keep jobs in America and supply legal Americans with, an income and happiness and prosperity. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
And lower taxes.
You know what makes Tony? I gotta forward this to you one day, but you're gonna love this video. It's only because it's so controversial that I think Roland, I think you've seen this as well. There are these four black kids on a podcast, and one of the kids asked the controversial question, would you pick cotton at $350 an hour? And the black kid goes, absolutely. And he goes, the only difference in that job is exactly, he was like, when people were picking cotton, they were picking it for free. $350 an hour, the kid said, I would do it without gloves.
Me too, and I'm white.
Exactly.
Absolutely, it's a no-brainer, man.
Exactly.
It's a no-brainer.
So you get anybody to do anything.
There's no respect.
Exactly. You get anyone to do any job if you pay them the wage of the job in which they're doing. But all of these people, look, I say this to the farmers. If you're taking advantage of cheap labor, I have no pity for you. Because if you're still charging me through the roof, and you paying a guy $3-4 an hour, how am I going to have pity on you when you lose that migrant worker? I can't. You've been gouging me from the start.
You're being shady.
Exactly.
Right, you're being shady to the average legal American consumer.
Indeed.
And you know it.
Indeed.
It's premeditated. You know what you're doing. You're being a little scummy and shady. You don't respect other people. You wanted the greed. And you're playing the game.
Exactly. Thank you, Tony. Yeah. Hey, Tony, I gotta get in touch with you. I have your email address. I gotta contact you because I got the shirts in. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
You got it, man. All right, folks, let's take a break. When we come back, more news, more views. Tell me the weirdest thing you got for Christmas. 860-522-WTIC. And any day, even if it was yesterday. But give me a call and let me know. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-291-1305. That's 800-291-1305. 800-291-1305.
Make 2025 the year you get started on your next success with the University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC is a school for real life, helping working adults like you learn the skills you need for the career you want. Choose from more than 135 degrees and certificates in career-relevant fields and earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and life and work experience. Or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. Get a head start on your goals in the new year. Now is the perfect time to take the next step in your life and education at University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start January 8th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
And now, a WTIC news update.
35 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News. If you're flying, be ready for delays at airports nationwide as a severe weather system moves across parts of the country. CBS's Skylar Henry monitoring the flight situation from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta.
Some of the busier travel days throughout this holiday stretch tomorrow and the days surrounding New Year's Eve and New Year's themselves. And so I think a lot of people expecting to pack their patience, many of them getting here hours ahead of their respective flights, but they know that it will take a little bit of time before they can make it on the way home.
Nearly 8 million people are under threat of severe weather from the plains to the Gulf Coast states. An AP NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll showing many Americans after an intense presidential election campaign are looking for a break in political news. Holiday shoppers increased spending by 3.8% despite higher prices. And have you been working at home since the pandemic? After years of working from home, workers are now being told to return to the office full-time. Workers at Amazon, AT&T, and other companies have been called back to the office 5 days a week. In Middletown, we have a multi-vehicle crash on I-91 northbound between exits 20 and 21. The right shoulder is closed. Meriden is a crash, an overturned motor vehicle on I-91 southbound between exits 17 and 15.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Thursday afternoon, sunny to partly cloudy, the high of 34. Then tonight it'll be clear and quite cold with just a light and variable breeze, the low dropping down to 14. On our Friday, a quiet day with sun and some areas of high clouds, the high of 38 with a light breeze out of the south. Then Saturday, areas of fog, freezing early with low clouds, a bit of rain, some freezing in the morning, followed by spotty drizzle in the afternoon. So watch for slick spots early, the high 39. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow up 2 points. 35 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. For more on these and other stories, go to WTIC.com. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm attorney Haley Allaire. This holiday season, add planning for the safety and security of your family. If you visit with parents or grandparents, family conversations can help determine whether they may need some help planning for their future. It's also an opportunity to be sure that legal documents are in place, such as power of attorney, healthcare directives, whether they have a will or trust, or both. At Allaire Elder Law, our greatest reward is happy clients, telling us they're very thankful for our help, compassionate counsel, and proven results. Find out more at AllaireElderLaw.com. That's AllaireElderLaw.com.
Men, the new year is here. And if you're like many of us, you're going to make a resolution to improve your health. But if you're feeling sluggish and low energy, if your sleep patterns are off, if you've been working out and aren't seeing the gains you used to see, making that resolution may not be so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're feeling the way I just described, we can likely help you with that resolution because those symptoms probably mean you're suffering with low testosterone. And at Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating this condition. With our low T protocols, if you're like most men, the change will astound you. You'll feel more energy and better mental clarity. Your sleep will improve. Your workouts will be better, and you'll likely find your sex drive goes up as well. So call us today and get treated for your low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices: Salem, New Hampshire, Dedham, Marlborough, Woburn, Farmington, Connecticut.
Hi, Joel Johnson here with Johnson Brunetti. Hey, retirement income. Are you sure that you're maximizing your retirement income? Get the retirement income checklist from us, absolutely free. Text the word checklist to 1-800-705-1232. Again, call or text the word checklist to 1-800-705-1232. A checklist to maximize your retirement income.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 customers would recommend AAA insurance to a friend? 9 out of 10 people don't even like baseball. And that's America's pastime. It has an entire Hall of Fame that people visit just because they love baseball that much. Does that mean we should have a Hall of Fame? You can't frame legendary service. Legendary service and superior coverage from AAA Insurance. Something 9 out of 10 of our customers would recommend. Find out why at AAA.com/insurance and get a quote today. Based on a 2023 customer survey, insurance provided by CSAA Insurance Exchange.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hi, I'm
1 minute.
SaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203
Are you coming in with a bumper, by the way?
4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is. You know who it is. You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
And we're back. It's Reese on the radio. News Talk 1080 WTIC. The day after Christmas edition. Tell your friends. Tell your loved ones. Hey, tell your enemies. Reese on the radio is on live, and I'll be back here, of course, tomorrow for the airing of grievances. Jason D. just asked me in the chat room. He goes, how the hell can you be from New York and wear a Boston hat? Easy. I've got sense. I was an old school Yankee fan. Reggie Jackson was my favorite player growing up as a kid. Loved him. And I was a Yankee fan for a long time. And I even I was a Yankee and Mets fan. Of course, I enjoyed 1986. And in 1986, of course, the Mets famously beat Bill Buckner alone in the 86 season. But it was the 2004 American League Division Series. And I just moved to Hartford, Connecticut, and I was watching that game, and I watched Boston come back, and it was an inspirational team. I fell in love with Big Papi, David Ortiz. And I'm telling you, he was alone. That was where the transformation happened for me. But what sealed the deal was, at the time, I'm still living back and forth in New York. Well, not back and forth, but I'm traveling back and forth to New York. I'm about to move back to New York after I came here to Hartford. And New Yorkers, Yankee fans, were the worst pieces of... They were really, really bad. They couldn't even be gracious enough to the Boston Red Sox that season. And in my view, that is poor sportsmanship. Those guys went through an 86-year drought. If there's anyone, we were all Boston fans when that happened. It was like it was baseball come alive for every fan. It didn't matter who you rooted for your entire life. What happened for Boston, and that it was like the baseball gods existing, showing, revealing itself in that team. And for Yankee fans to throw up their middle finger towards that loss, a 4-game losing series, 4 games coming back, unheard of, never been done, made me hate the Yankees and their fans and brought me to the Boston camp ever since that day. Richard A. says, my wedding night, October 25th, 1986. Yeah. Yeah, no one's forgetting about Bill Buckner. But yeah, that's will always be why I became a Red Sox fan. Okay, before I get to the phone calls, 860-522-WTIC, I just wanted to play this. You might remember that. The theme song from the 1977 miniseries known as Alex Haley's Roots. I play it every time this year for Kwanzaa. I play it for Kwanzaa. And why do I play it? Because just like the story of Roots by Alex Haley, Kwanzaa is fake too. Oh, it is so fake. It is so fake. And to watch these bozos pander to African Americans celebrating Kwanzaa, who are these people? Who are these phony people who say that they celebrate Kwanzaa? They're also the people who say they wake up listening to jazz music. Al Jarreau and Kenny G are not jazz. Stop lying to yourself. Jazz. No one listens to jazz. And if they do, I haven't met them. A lot of people say they do, that they don't. I was hanging out in my house one day. I was just chilling out on a Sunday, listening to some jazz. Sure you were. George Benson, maybe? It's R&B, baby. It's R&B. But today is supposed to be the first day of Kwanzaa, a holiday created by a guy by the name of Karenga. Karenga. And the funny part about Karenga is the guy who created it while in jail. He thought of Kwanzaa as a celebration of black unity. While he sit in jail. Oh, what was he sitting in jail for, you ask? I'll answer. For abusing 2 women, burning them with hot irons, putting cigarettes out on them. Yes, black women. Oh, congratulations. Yes, that's right. The first day of Kwanzaa is Newport. The second day of Kwanzaa is Black & Decker. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. You folks did this. You should never, ever have started this national campaign of Kwanzaa. Especially when I see you pandering horrible politicians. You know who you are. Out there celebrating Kwanzaa. How do you not throw up a little bit in your mouth? You disgust me. You're disgusting. It's the worst kind of pandering. It's like white folks who say their name when talking about Black Lives Matter victims. Please stop. Please stop. And all of you foolish people of the African American community who keep making these people make fools of themselves, knock it off. It's not funny anymore. That's right. We celebrate Festivus. That's right. That's what we celebrate around here. I'm so glad that somebody mentioned that. Thank you, Michael, Richard A.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
That is That is a real holiday. That holiday is realer than Kwanzaa, Festivus. Much more real. I'm just saying. Let's go to the phones. Jim is in Wellington. How you doing, Jim?
I got to tell you, you brought up a couple of things you've been talking about here. Got into my head.
Yes.
Right after the George Floyd killing and the Minneapolis riots.
Yeah.
Sometime after that, half of the Senate and I don't know how many people in the House.
Yes.
They all wrapped themselves up in that. I don't know the name of
Kembe cloths.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, they all got dressed up like they were going to the Black Panther premiere.
Yeah. With all due respect, I don't know how anybody could not have been insulted by that.
It should have been. They should have been. It was absolutely insulting.
I mean, I have absolutely no skin in the game when it came to, why I would be insulted or not. But I'm looking at that, and all I could feel was hypocrisy times 50.
And why, Jim, why did they bend down on one knee? What was that
was the
about?
Other thing. that was the other thing. I don't even get that part of it because culturally I don't even get
either.
I couldn't figure that out. Maybe there was a light. Maybe a light was coming through the dome someplace. I don't know. And then
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, sir. And then the other thing I'll touch on is you mentioned about the Yankees and the Red Sox and whatever.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm a longtime Red Sox fan. Number two, I pulled for the Yankees so much. After 9/11, I was absolutely pulling for them to win that World Series. It would have been justified. Unfortunately, they didn't do that.
Right.
I don't know if the shoe would have been on the other foot for any Yankees.
You know what?
fan
I think Red Sox fans would have shown like that again. Listen, at that moment, I'll give you another example. The same year, the Red Sox win their what was it? Their third World Series from 86 years. That was the year of the Boston Marathon bombing of 2013.
Yes, that was 2013. That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in 2013, when Big Papi goes out there and gives that speech, this is our bleeping city. Yeah. I know every person who watched that, Yankee fan, Astro fan, didn't matter where you are. When Big Papi said that, we were all sitting at home. A chill went up our spine. And we were, at that moment, we were like, yeah! It was such a unifying speech. And everyone, even the sportscasters who were broadcasting it live, knew they screwed up because they let the swear word go through. But even they even said it was appropriate at that moment.
Let me add to that sports comparison.
Yeah.
I got a thrill down my spine when Piazza hit that home run. He hit the home run. I think they were in Shea Stadium, and I'm going to tell you something. That was an electrifying moment.
Exactly.
You just have to go through. And then the last thing I'll say, you were mentioning something about what was the craziest thing you ever got.
Yeah, the weirdest thing you ever got for Christmas, any year at any time.
I was part of the gift. I didn't get it myself, but I was part of it.
Uh-huh.
We got the ashes of a deceased relative.
Oh, wow. So I can't even give you my follow-up question now. And my follow-up question was, did you keep it somewhere in the attic or re-gift it? Apparently you didn't.
Well, that's it. That's the backwards. You got it backwards as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
The ashes were kept in a closet for I don't know how many years, probably 20, who knows?
Right.
And the family ended up getting them, and to make a long story short, they got spread across.
Oh, they got spread across. Okay. All right. Well, then, you know what? Yeah. It still was handled appropriately. But with that, I wasn't even thinking anybody would get that kind of gift for Christmas. But now I have to consider it.
Well, it wasn't a Christmas gift. It just everything just happened. So it was easier it just happened that way.
I got you.
Good.
Thank you, Jim. Much appreciated, man.
You.
Merry Christmas to you. Can I get, let me see if I can squeeze him in here. I'm only going to give him, he's only going to have a minute. Maybe, you know what? We'll keep him over. Mike in Plainville, stay on the line. We're going to bring you back on during the next break because I'm probably going to I'm probably going to cut you off, and I don't want to do that because I want to give everybody an opportunity to get on. Michael B said, if he regifted the ashes, that would be epic. I know. I was thinking. Technically, he did. He gave them to another family member. So technically, he did get to regift them. I just didn't think it was possible after he asked. I was holding on to that. I was like, I'm going to ask if they regifted it. But when he said the ashes, I went, okay, maybe not. And he did. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. You're in the chat room. If you haven't joined the chat room before, do it now. Just friend us on Facebook. Go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's ReeseOnTheRadio.com. You can join us there. You can join us in the chat room. And let me know if you're back at work. When are you going back to work? A lot of you are going back on Monday. A lot of you are taking these 2 days off. Slackers. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't taking the whole week off. There was no chance of that. I was coming back. It's been a long week. A long week. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll come back with Jim and Mike in Plainville. And, of course, much more news and much more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Hartford area attorneys, Phyllis McCutcheon, licensed in Connecticut. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Since 1941, the Community Foundation of Greater New Britain has assisted individuals, families, and local organizations in central Connecticut with establishing charitable funds and scholarships that create a lasting and impactful philanthropic legacy. So if you've ever had the desire to learn how you can establish your own charitable fund or scholarship, go to our Community Foundation of Greater New Britain website at cfgnb.org. That's cfgnb.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this.
1 minute.
From Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options.
Call for your free info kit. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
By the way, I want to thank everybody who has become either friends with Reese on the Radio or followed Reese on the Radio on Facebook. Believe it or not, folks, since July, when I got here, well, I've been here 2 years, 7 months, but since I've been filling in since July, let me tell you this. I've done the numbers. I actually looked them up. We have gained 500 new friends and 270 new followers just on Facebook alone. So I want to thank all of you and spread the word. Let everybody know. Who knows? Okay? Who knows? Just spread the word. Let's get to Mike in Plainville. Thanks for holding on, Mike. I appreciate you, sir.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, sir. Merry Christmas. What's up?
I'm working today. I work 30 hours a week, and we have a skeleton crew in. It's kind of like a sneaker and blue jean kind of a day.
That's like casual Friday on Thursday.
Yeah, I thought I came in today. I forgot. I'm getting older. I kind of lose it. I thought it was Monday.
Oh yeah, it's funny because today did feel like I was busy, but it felt like a Monday because it was kind of gray and sort of dark, kind of looking. No sun was out. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I don't like any of that. Weird. So Mike, weirdest gift you ever got? You have to at least have one in your life. Weirdest gift you ever got?
Weirdest.
Even if it were a book.
That I wouldn't clothing from years ago from the family members that I would not wear. I wouldn't even use this clothing to put somebody out there on fire. No, just green and just ugly, and I don't like to have anything hang out like sweaters. One thing, but I don't. My T-shirts, I don't wear them out. I tuck everything in.
I'll tell you this one. Speaking of that, because I knew somebody was going to mention clothing. Back in the late 80s, a friend of mine got me a lumberjack shirt. And it was kind of the wool one that's very itchy, but not the red and black.
The red and the black
no,
one?
Not the that was the crazy part. Mike, it wasn't even the traditional red and black one. It was the white and black one. Which it's like, it's white and black. And it was like checkerboard. It was the weirdest thing that I ever received. And I never wore it. As soon as I looked at it, it was something that a really, really bad hip hop rapper would wear. It was just it was really ugly. And I did not re-gift it. I just threw it away the first chance I got.
I can tell you what, the best gift someone can give themselves every year, and I started doing this 12 years ago with sobriety. I've been sober for 12 years, and it's not that hard, and it's a wonderful thing. Every year, I smile.
Yeah, man, it's quite an accomplishment. In June, I celebrated 5, so I know the feeling.
It's the greatest gift you can give to your family members, and especially it starts with yourself. And if people know that you're the guy that you used to be, man, I'll tell you that means that is big time security right there.
It is, and it's an amazing journey. And again, it isn't for everyone, and it isn't to assume everyone needs it. But let me ask you this before I let you go, Mike, because a lot of this is often said for those of us who are in the know that there should be a program of recovery for everyone, like even people who are, kind of pains in the butt, if you know what I mean. Like people who are jerks, they should have a program of recovery for being a jerk.
That's because we have so many. This is not a criticism, but so many people accept their situations and they don't really. They're not talented enough to work themselves out of the situation, but.
What's that line, Mike?
People just settle for less. They don't want to try.
Thank you, Mike. You know what that reminds me of? I appreciate you, sir. You know what that reminds me of? If you're not changing, you're choosing. I love that. Let's get a check of our first check of the traffic this holiday season with our good friend Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon, everyone. And if you are traveling on the southbound side of I-91 coming into Hartford, you're going to see delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And then once you get south of downtown, you're doing okay until you get down in toward the Meriden area. We've got delays now from exit 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to between exit 17 and 15 on the Meriden-Wallingford line. The left and center lanes blocked there. You want to stay to the right. Northbound 91, you're slowing now as you move up on exit 20 up to exit 21 in Cromwell. After that, a little slow traffic up by exit 22 in the Route 9 interchange, and then you move very nicely Hartford up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is slowing 56 Governor Street to the Bulkley. 84 eastbound, you've got some tight traffic now, 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 291 through 84, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound moving well Glastonbury to Marlboro. Heading into Middletown, you're okay there, 9 in the Aragodi Bridge. 84 eastbound is slowing from just east of 16 in Southbury up to exit 18 in Waterbury. Westbound 84 slowing 26 in Cheshire to 25 in Waterbury. Again, approaching the Mixmaster on the westbound side of 84 up to exit 17 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Danbury slowing from 3 to 5. Again, 84 eastbound is tight, approaching 9 up to exit 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 slowing 10 to 7 in Danbury. And if you're traveling into New Haven, southbound on the Parkway, you've got some slow traffic now as you move between exit 64 and 63. Again, slowing from 60 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather. Well, the rest of our Thursday afternoon, sunny to partly cloudy, the high of 34. Then tonight it'll be clear and quite cold with just a light and variable breeze, the low dropping down to 14. On our Friday, a quiet day with sun and some areas of high clouds, the high of 38 with a light breeze out of the south. Then Saturday, areas of fog, freezing early with low clouds, a bit of rain, some freezing in the morning, followed by spotty drizzle in the afternoon. So watch for slick spots early, the high 39. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and throwing a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
35 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News. I-395 now reopened in both directions in eastern Connecticut after a crash released a vapor cloud in Greater Plainfield. WTIC's Morgan Cunningham has more.
A tanker truck overturned before 5 in the morning, spilling liquid nitrogen. Fire officials said that it was all harmless gas, non-poisonous, and would not cause problems to local motorists or residents. However, the tanker had to bleed the gas out, creating a visible vapor cloud that would have proven distracting to motorists and residents, too. So the decision was made in the 5 o'clock hour to shut down the highway to ensure people's safety. There's no word of any injuries in the crash itself. The highway was fully reopened hours later by about 11 a.m. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
The Christmas holiday shopping season has wrapped up. However, that doesn't mean there aren't deals waiting to be unpackaged before the year ends.
The reality is here, yes, a lot of the deals were going up until December 25th, but they know we're still shopping. And so you'll see 20 to 50 to even 60% discounts on some items. So just search online and walk into stores and you probably see a deal.
Jordan Holman is a business reporter for the New York Times. Millions of Americans are expected to be online shopping during their off time between Christmas and the New Year's holiday. Authorities in Connecticut continue to investigate a series of ATM thefts. Police in Meriden say a group of men ripped out an ATM from a Valero gas station Sunday morning. An ATM was stolen from a Shell gas station in Manchester overnight. Another overnight ATM theft at a Valero station on Silver Lane. Fire officials say 5 people are homeless following a house fire at 25 Howard Avenue in Southington. Fire breaking out shortly after 3 this morning. No injuries reported. Channel 3 reporting there were no working fire alarms in the house. The cause of the fire currently under investigation. The cause of a Christmas night fire in Derby under investigation. Fire officials say the fire broke out about 5:30 p.m. in a multifamily home on Minerva Street. 8 occupants in the home made it out. Investigators say 1 firefighter suffered minor injuries. Well, are you in it? They say you have to be in it to win it. Tomorrow night's Mega Millions jackpot keeps continuing to grow. Right now, over $1 billion, $1.15 billion to be precise. Good luck. Right now, we have 35 degrees, mostly clear skies in Hartford. For more on these and other stories, go to WTIC.com. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing. I don't have any cravings. You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. No irritability, no cravings, because don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. In addition, use hypnosis to lose all the weight and destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 9th at the Hilton Garden Inn, Hartford, South Glastonbury, and Glastonbury. Weight loss seminar 5:30. Stop smoking seminar. Saturday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Microphone needs to be on. We are back. It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC. It's time for...
This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Do I look that stupid? Yes, you do. What is the stupidest thing that I've read today, folks? Oh, it couldn't get dumber. My favorite thing to read are the trades and about ratings, and this one is great. It comes out of the Daily Mail UK. Headline, CNN's journalists offer brutal assessment of why their network is failing. Now, this was a Washington Post article. A Washington Post a writer went around to CNN and asked them why did they lose some 50% of their viewing audience. You might remember Dick Durbin, the Democrat from Illinois, was in an exchange with Manu Raju saying that they lost half their listeners. Why do they still keep getting paid? Well, that's been the subject matter over Christmas, is that CNN is losing viewer after viewer after viewer. How do they continue to get paid? Also, another story is that MSNBC is now negotiating with Joy Reid and Stephanie Ruhle on exactly how much of a pay cut they're going to take because they lost over 40% of their viewers as well. But when you read it, you got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com to read it. It's Reese on the Radio, REESE, on the radio.com to read the reason why they think their ratings are slipping. And I said this before, folks, and we're going to do this feature tomorrow. Democrats never learn because they are going to continue doing what they always do. So we're going to do a new series, and it's called Democrats Doing Democrat Things. It's Democrats doing Democrat things. When you read what these people think is the reason they're losing their ratings after the election, you will laugh your butt off. So make sure you check it out. That's Reese on the Radio. That's REESE on the radio.com. Also, when we come back, we've got to talk about this. And I talked about this on my Friday show on the podcast and a little bit about it last Sunday. But I got to talk about this, plus your phone calls, of course. Did you read the Wall Street Journal article last Sunday, or at least the Sunday before, about Joe Biden? They interviewed 50 people within the Democrat Party, White House staffers and Democrats as well. People have given their names. They are not anonymous sources. And they say that Joe Biden has not been at the helm since the beginning of this administration in 2021. No one has been in charge. So with all of this talk about Elon Musk being a shadow president, we now know that Joe Biden has never been in charge. So we've got some past audio of people talking about, no, Joe Biden's fine. He's doing backflips. I can't keep up with him when we return. So stick around for that after we get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Look at that, Mark Christopher. Nobody was running the White House there. They had staffers, no president to be... Place was an empty house. Lights are on, but nobody's home.
Well, I'm not surprised by any of that.
I'm not. I know.
It's not like, normally you'd be shocked, but in this case, it's like, well, yeah, pretty obvious. Pretty obvious there.
All of that stuff.
There again, I blame his wife. He never should have ran for president.
According to Tucker Carlson, she said that his sister was openly saying in 2019 before he ran that they thought he had cognitive issues then.
Yeah, and I don't want to make fun of that.
No, there's nothing to make fun of.
I'll probably be there before long myself, but...
Indeed.
You have no business running for president if you know that's the fact, but...
Yeah.
Oh, well. Hey, Reese, thank you very much. If you're heading into downtown Hartford right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91. Look for some slow traffic as you move from exit 33 Jennings Road down to 32 A and B. Then you'll be back in some stop and go from 20 down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Earlier accident between 17 and 15 has been cleared. Northbound 91, some sluggish traffic. Middletown rest area up to exit 21 in Cromwell. After that, you're moving well up into Windsor. We're seeing delays, though, from exit 47 E and W on 91 North up to just after the Connecticut-Massachusetts line up in Long Meadow. Some heavy traffic there on 91 North. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound is tied up approaching 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 291 through 84 okay. 2 eastbound moving well Glastonbury into Marlboro. Quiet in Middletown. If you're westbound 84, you've got delays 26 to 25 in Waterbury. Again, westbound 84 slowing from the Mixed Master out to 17 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound sluggish 16 up to exit 18 in Waterbury. If you're heading into Danbury, 84 eastbound delays 3 to 5. Again, you're slowing from 9 up to 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 tied up from 10 to 7 in Danbury. If you're southbound on the Parkway, delays 60 into the West Rock. 95 southbound, you're slowing from exit 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather. Well, it'll be clear and quite cold tonight with the low down to 14. On Friday, sun and some areas of high clouds. Still chilly, the high 38. Saturday, a bit of a mess to start. We'll get some areas of fog and a bit of rain. Now, some of that early in the morning could be of the freezing variety, so watch for some slippery and slick spots early on. Then spotty drizzle as we head through the afternoon, the high of 39. Sunday, breezy, milder with periods of rain. Some of that rain heavy at times, but the high jumping up to 52. Then Monday, still mild with rain at times in the morning, a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon, the high 56. Mild with sun giving way to clouds Tuesday for New Year's Eve day, the high of 49. Currently, it is 35 in Danbury, 34 in Waterbury, 35 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Start your day with all the latest sports information. Matt Soroyce has updates from the Cordell and Cordell Sports Desk at 15 and 45 past every hour. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance, and cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Don't let cold season...
1 minute.
Try the quick, drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select warehouse clubs in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local retailer today. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We're back. Reese on the radio. The day after Christmas edition. And we're taking your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Let's get to those phone calls right now. They've been holding for a bit. Adam's in East Hartford. How we doing, Adam?
Hey, Reese, thanks for always taking the call. Great job of being a Red Sox fan.
Thank you, sir.
I remember back in 1984, I was stationed in Germany, and I had a Red Sox yearbook, and the one of the bartenders at the NCO club, he wanted to borrow it, and when I loaned it to him, and I got it back, and it had like scissor slices all over it, or knife slices.
Son of a brain surgeon. What was he? Was he a Yankee fan?
No, he was just careless with it. But anyway, what I called about, though, too, at a luncheon or a Christmas dinner of another radio station, I got to meet Amy Borden, and I also met the Fay lady out, I can't think of her name, Mary Fay from West Hartford, and she's the Republican town councilwoman that's run for comptroller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was nice. But I can't think of the weirdest gift right now, but I tell you, my four brothers and I, when we were little tykes, and we're talking about the 60s now, we're older than you.
Okay.
We enjoyed those Hess trucks. Remember the original tanker?
My son, Ethan, got one from his aunt every year for 10 years. He got the new one every year. That was the staple in our house.
What I remember is the old tanker that took one D-cell battery, and it would a flashlight battery. It had little lights in the front, little in the back, and they've changed it up a bit. It's kind of flashier now, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they've really moved up. They've stepped it up a notch. They used to advertise it on television. You know, it's like the Hess trucks back, and it's better than ever. It used to be the tagline. I remember those commercials every year.
Exactly. Hey, what I called also about, I agree with you. The guy, I'm glad you opened up with that monologue that the animal who it's only going to help the cause for wanting to get the immigrants out, for burning that lady alive for no reason at all, no axe to grind, no nothing, you know?
Exactly. And again, like I said, because there are so many advocates to keep them here, they have to push back against that horrific crime. I mean, it's worse than heinous. It's animalistic what this individual did to that woman. And to sit there and fan the flames and then watch it and smile, it does nothing for the cause of keeping illegals in this country. And when you got guys like Justin Elliker, when you got guys like Chris Murphy and Dick Blumenthal advocating for these folks with that backdrop on the cover of newspapers and it being a national story, you notice that all of them went, noticeably silent on the issue. And again, because they're trying to find a way, and I know they are, they're trying to find a way to associate this with the way people responded to 9/11 attacks or terrorism attacks and say that any pushback on illegal immigration is a form of Islamophobia. But they've just got to find, for them, it's marketing. They've got to find a way to it's like the way ultra MAGA Republicans became a thing because the polling data worked great on it.
Exactly. Hey, how was your Christmas? Not too bad with the family?
It was fantastic, man. We had people drive in all the way from the East Coast. So yeah, it was great, man. It's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting. They're still here. They're going nowhere.
Yeah, mine wasn't too bad. I visited a brother in central Massachusetts, and the other brother was there, and then my brother's late wife's aunt and late wife's uncle was there. And we had a nice Christmas Eve dinner and played some Andrea Bocelli and a little bit of Y bowling, and I gave them 2 miniature Christmas trees from Walgreens.
Oh, that's good.
That was about it, you know?
Yeah, congrats, man. And please send the family our best wishes, man, for the new year.
I'll keep listening, brother.
You got it, man. Thank you. Sean is in Marion. How we doing, Sean? Oh, Meriden. I'm sorry, Meriden.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there.
What's up, buddy?
Number one, I'm the one that designed the hat.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
I'm trying to get you. I went on the website. Actually, I get 2 more now.
Okay.
Master of Hub and a PhD of Hub, which means piled higher and deeper. So I'm going to still be creative, but his I'm livid about this New York City thing.
Yeah,
because
man.
I called Blumenthal and I called what's his face, and they have nothing to say. That they're not aware of. They have no official opinion. I'm like, if you don't have an opinion, and you're a senator, and you're both lawyers, okay? And I went against Blumenthal when I was working in Hartford and as a social worker, and he as a in-home worker, and he was trying to protect the people who were abusing my clients.
So let me get this.
So
Wait. So you're telling me that you called Blumenthal and Murphy's office, and they had no comment on the burning of a woman on the subway?
Correct.
How do you not, like, what do you mean no comment? That's like
we have no official comment.
Not even I'm appalled. This is horrendous. Not even condolences.
I lost it with them, and they hung up the phone.
That's insanity.
I was so pissed off. I'm like, how do you not have a response? But my key question, the reason why I called is, the police officers who watch this, they should have lost. They should be off service, like on desk duty and an investigation, because I know in the wintertime they have the police coats.
Yes, and you know what? That's funny because I heard about that. I heard about that before I got a chance to see the video, and I was a little hesitant to even see the video. But when I did, and I noticed the police officer there not engaging, it was in my head. I'm going, even if there are some people who are saying it's called the Daniel Penny effect, that nobody's getting involved because of that, I think that's nonsense. I think that's always been a staple in New York City, that people just mind their business. And this is something we've witnessed over and over again on the subway. No one gets involved. Everybody minds their business. For some reason, they just don't. And we talked about this on the air before. But that police officer, it's their duty to get engaged. That's what they're paid for.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And because here's the deal. Because what New York is really saying is, vigilante justice is the only way you're going to get justice.
Indeed. You know what?
You need to protect yourself. You need to be ready to defend yourself. You need to be. I mean, I have I work at Stop and Shop at night, stocking shelves. Okay, that's my second job.
Yeah.
And there's two young ladies who work there at Pick and Click, and they take things out to cars. I said, if anyone ever tried to hurt them, I don't care what the rules are, all bets are off. I will take you out like nobody's business.
Yeah,
because there's no
be the
way Americans can just let this go.
And you're absolutely right. You got to be careful out there, Shondo, but thank you, man. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Let's go to Ralph, who's in South Carolina. How's that weather down there, sir?
A little chilly, Reese. Not what we're used to, but it's going to get better starting tomorrow. Reese, the reason I called, the 37 people.
Yes, 37 commutations, yeah.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question, Reese. The other three, one killed black people.
Dylan Roof.
One killed Jews.
Hayes, I think, was it Richard Hayes, I think is his name?
One was a terrorist who killed and maimed people.
Zakhar Tsarnaev.
Right, and it's all political because they didn't want to say to a guy that killed all these Jews and black people, "Oh, we're going to commute your sentence."
Yeah, but baby killers, that's fine.
Oh, well, that's okay, yeah, because there's no politics
It's
involved.
so no, baby killers. Are you kidding me? That's on par. That's on brand for Democrats. That's on brand. They just kill babies.
I mean, to me, that is so obvious, and it should be to the average American. As far as I'm concerned, these people, they gave the death penalty to somebody else. They believed in it.
Yeah, you know what? To listen to liberals on television talk about how no matter how heinous the crime is that the individual committed, that it is wrong to take a life of this person with them having done such a heinous crime. And then in that instance, ignore an innocent child in the womb and say that that person isn't human. See, that's the part that I don't get. Is what they value.
Double standards.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, exactly. If they didn't have double standards, they have no standards at all. But that's what the whole objective is. They don't even see the hypocrisy in that statement is that a person who did commit the heinous crime, they must stay alive. But an innocent child that's done nothing to anyone other than be born or conceived, for that matter, off with their head, figuratively and literally.
Well, that's the way they run, and that's the way they. I mean, to me, the average person with a half a brain can't believe that way, Reese. They simply can't. I mean, life.
It's
is
a
life,
difficult. It's a
but if you can
difficult
take
line
the
for
life
them
and
to.
do-
I was going to say, I'm sorry. It's just a difficult line for them to stand, but they have to stand on it because, again, like I said, it's the orthodoxy. They have to live by it.
Right, but when you had that one guy, I guess he killed the girl's mother.
Yeah.
And then he right in front of her, and then he slit her throat.
Yeah.
The other guy killed and raped two little girls, and then a sailor when he killed her later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, these people should not be walking the earth.
Again, listen, listen. It's not like people weren't outraged. People on the left and the right were outraged. I mean, I couldn't find, but there are some people who are so extreme that it is their job description to defend this administration, no matter what it does. But there is something that we can look to this, and I think you and I can gather this wholeheartedly with the information we know. Joe Biden commuted the sentences of no one, because Joe Biden isn't running anything. He's not running squat. He hasn't been. This is nothing more than a leftist bureaucrat, an unelected bureaucrat in Washington, inside the White House, doing the job of Joe Biden and rubber stamping his name on every policy. That's the reason why it's so radical.
You're 100% correct, Reese. In my mind, and I think most Americans, Joe Biden is lost in space.
Indeed. I don't think that he's got any. Because you know what? Look, I'll go this far before I take a break, Ralph. One of the criticisms they had of the Biden administration was Joe Biden ran as a centrist, got into office, and went far left, and it was inexplicable. Everybody was like, where did this come from? Joe Biden has never been this guy. Well, now that we know that the guy's been incapacitated since 3 months into the administration, and then you look at the key players, right? Ron Klain, Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Anita Dunn. Yeah, Anita Dunn, Victoria Nuland. You start looking at who the players are, and you're going, whoa, no wonder. This is Barack Obama's panacea.
Exactly. And that's who's running the country. Joe Biden, he couldn't run as dog catcher. I'm sorry.
Indeed, yeah.
And that's the sad part. But thank God, just another, a little over 3 weeks.
A little more.
It'll be done.
That's all we need to do. Just pray. Everybody be patient.
It's
the longest. I'm not going to lie. It's been the longest 2 months ever.
I'm glad Santa was good to you, Reese.
Thank you, man. You too. I'll talk to you soon. I'll admit, every day gets further and further away. The old saying is a watch pot never boils. I can't, every day I'm waking up, I'm going, okay, good, still here. All right, it's another day. We'll be here in no time. Yet now I've been saying that the year has been going by so fast, right? That's what I've been saying all year. It's like, damn, weeks going by fast. After the election, tick, 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 tick. It's like a turtle through molasses. That's how slow it's been. It's been really slow. It's because now I want something at the end of it. Let's get another check of our traffic with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, what are you doing in? You didn't take the rest of the week off?
No, I'm working all week.
Oh, okay.
All right,
good.
I had yesterday off. I have New Year's off.
Oh, okay. Well,
and New Year's.
I don't want to take
New
a
Year's
break.
Eve afternoon. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're here.
There's not a lot of people in, so
yeah.
We're on minimal staff right now.
Skeleton crew.
Exactly. But it's good to be with you always, Reese. And if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound, locked up 44 Prospect Oakwood up into the tunnel. Southbound 91 slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. The southbound side of 91, you've got delays now from approaching 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Northbound 91 is a little sluggish as you move between 20 and 22, Middletown into Cromwell. Northbound Parkway, some slow traffic as you move up by exit 68 and an E at the end of the Parkway in Meriden. Now, if you're traveling 91 northbound, look for some delays now as you move up from exit 47, E and W and Enfield up to the Connecticut, Massachusetts line on 91 north. Heavy traffic there. 291, 384, okay, 2 eastbound moving well, Glastonbury into Marlboro. quiet Middletown. 84 westbound in Waterbury, slow traffic 26 to 25. 84 eastbound, a little slow 17 to 18 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Danbury, tight 3 to 5. Again, 84 eastbound slowing from exit 9 to 11 in Newtown. Westbound side of 84 slows 10 to 7 in Danbury. Southbound Parkway, look for a little slow traffic as you move down by 63. Again, from 62 down to 60 in Hamden. 95 southbound slowing from 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Thursday afternoon, sunny to partly cloudy, the high of 34. Then tonight it'll be clear and quite cold with just a light and variable breeze, the low dropping down to 14. On our Friday, a quiet day with sun and some areas of high clouds, the high of 38 with a light breeze out of the south. Then Saturday, areas of fog, freezing early with low clouds, a bit of rain, some freezing in the morning, followed by spotty drizzle in the afternoon. So watch for slick spots early, the high 39. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
35 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News. No one's stocking contained a $1 billion Mega Millions ticket, which means tomorrow's jackpot is worth an estimated $1.15 billion.
Everyone has a dream where, hey, if I win, what am I going to do with all the money?
If I win, I'm buying people out. I'm buying businesses. I'm buying up blocks. I'm buying an island.
Sinkhole that opened up today along Interstate 80 in northern New Jersey forced authorities to close the heavily traveled highway's eastbound lanes. Investigators say a taxi driver whose car hit 6 pedestrians when he jumped a curb near Macy's in Manhattan on Christmas Day was having a medical episode at the time. An NYPD spokesperson would not elaborate on the type of medical episode, but said no criminality is suspected at this time. The 58-year-old taken to a hospital in stable condition for further evaluation. Some flights delayed or canceled in Texas today after a line of thunderstorms began moving across parts of the state in a system the National Weather Service predicted could bring high winds, hail, and possible tornadoes. More than 100 flights delayed and dozens more canceled at Dallas-Fort Worth International today. The Dow closing up 28 points. For more on these and other stories, go to WTIC.com. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
California Psychics is the real deal. Totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and to take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just .com, grab the deal and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We'll get back to your phone calls very shortly here at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Mark in West Hartford, you guys all know, for Into the Room. He says he was going based upon the conversation I was having earlier about Murphy and Blumenthal. Mark says that Murphy has yet to make an official comment about Hunter Biden's gun charges or pardon either. He says that he's called Murphy's office over a dozen times trying to get a comment on Hunter Biden's gun charges, 2 times since the pardon, which again is huge because I was just reading an article, Mark, and this will blow your mind. Let me see. I thought I had it here. Here it is. I had this article up because I thought I was going to get into it. But the article says, who are the rising Democrats in the party or the rising stars in the Democrat Party? And Chris Murphy ends up on the list at number 1 is Andy Beshear, Pete Buttigieg, or Booty Juice, as Biden likes to call him, Kamala Harris, Wes Moore, and here he is, Chris Murphy. Here's the interesting part about that. Here's what it says about Chris Murphy on this list. Murphy has been in the Senate since 2013 and is active in several policy areas, particularly healthcare, foreign policy, and gun safety legislation, spurred by the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. So everybody knows that that's one of the signature issues that Chris Murphy stands on, and yet to have no response about the pardon of Hunter on gun charges, not a word, not a peep. Don't worry, Mark. It's not over till it's over. He just got reelected. We'll get an answer from him. We'll get him to the point where he has to. Just keep asking and keep asking. I cannot believe that they were asked if they had anything to say about a migrant, an illegal, they like to use the word migrant, but an illegal setting a woman on fire while he fanned the flames and laughed. They have no comment. We have nothing to add to the issue. Folks, this is exactly my point. Because if they take a position on it, which any decent person would, that's reprehensible, that's wrong. I hope he is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Instead of taking a stance on that, which is easy to do, they stand there and say nothing so that they can promote the obvious. How do we get rid of that story so that we can promote illegals into the country? That's all that's about. That's all it's about. And I dare any one of them to come to me and tell me, no, Reese, that's not what it's about. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know that people are panicking about this, and that sentiment always grows. And think about it. I'll go this far. What happens when a guy like Dylan Roof shoots up a black church? What does the left always say? It's everywhere. Racism is everywhere. There are white supremacists waiting around the corner to kill you. When a black man gets shot by the cops are everywhere trying to kill black people like they're an endangered species. An illegal sets a woman on fire. This was an isolated incident. It's not everywhere. Yeah, right. Come on, tell me. We've all been there. We've all witnessed it. We know that's how they get down. White supremacists everywhere. Police officers everywhere. Bigots, racists, homophobes everywhere. Oh my. Illegal kills a woman on the train. Cool your jets. Let's get another check of the traffic with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading into Hartford westbound side of 84, you're going to see delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge up to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound. Some sluggish traffic now from approaching 43 right up into the downtown tunnel. Southbound 91's a brief slowdown at 33 Jennings Road. And again, you'll slow a little bit as you approach exit 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91's a little slow between 21 and 22 in Cromwell. After that, a good ride up into Windsor. We're still seeing some slow traffic up in Enfield as you move between exit 48 and the Connecticut-Massachusetts line on 91 North. If you're traveling 291 through 84, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound's okay. Glastonbury to Marlboro. Quiet Middletown. Heading toward Waterbury, 84 westbound delays approaching 26 to 25. 84 eastbound in Waterbury delays approaching 17 to 18. If you're traveling 84 eastbound in Danbury, tight from the New York-Connecticut line, sluggish out to 5. And again, delays from 8 to 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 slows in Newtown, 10 to 7 in Danbury. Southbound Parkway a little tight from 62 down into 60 in Hamden. South 95 slowing 48 down to 43 in West Haven. 91 southbound a little tight from 3 down in toward the 95 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Clear and quite cold tonight with the low down to 14. On Friday, quiet still with sun and some areas of high clouds. Chilly, the high 38. Saturday, a bit of a mess to start with some areas of fog and a bit of rain, but early on that could be freezing fog and freezing rain as temps will be below that freezing mark. But spotty drizzle in the afternoon, the high up to 39. So watch for those slick spots early. Then Sunday, breezy and mild. Periods of rain around, some of that rain heavy at times, but boy, the high jumping up to 52 for us on Sunday. Monday, mild rain at times in the morning, clouds and sun for the afternoon, milder, the high up to 56, and still mild on Tuesday with sun giving way to clouds, the high of 49. Currently, it is 34 in New London, 36 in New Haven, 33 in Bristol, and 32 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars. Lose the weight, stop smoking, early bird special, $49.99. Seminars Thursday, January 9th, Hilton Garden Inn, Hartford, South Glastonbury in Glastonbury. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 p.m. Or Saturday, January 11th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth from Money Wisdom. Tune in this week and every week to gain a better understanding of taxes, retirement income, and long-term care. The Money Wisdom, Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance, and cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Since 1941, the Community Foundation of Greater New Britain has assisted individuals, families, and local organizations in central Connecticut with establishing charitable funds and scholarships that create a lasting and impactful philanthropic legacy. So if you've ever had the desire to learn how you can establish your own charitable fund or scholarship, go to our Community Foundation of Greater New Britain website at cfgnb.org. That's cfgnb.org.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest in injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement for athletes, for everyone.
When it comes to UConn athletics, our physicians are their physicians and should be your physicians too.
Make their doctors your doctors.
UConn Health. Learn more at health.uconn.edu.
We all hear the radio ads about stress. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today. That's online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And we are back. We'll get to the phones in a quick second, but I've got some audio sound bites that I want to play as soon as possible. This is about some people who have been saying some things about Joe Biden over the years, even as far back as 2022. People were asking about his cognitive decline, and people were openly saying, no, he's absolutely fine. It's hard to keep up with him. We'll play that audio as soon as possible. Don't forget the 5 o'clock focus, the weirdest thing you ever got for Christmas, backed by, did you throw it out, keep it somewhere in a closet or basement or attic or basement, or did you regift it? The weirdest thing that I got, and I'll tell this real quick. I want to say I was about 8, maybe 9 years old, and my grandmother was a seamstress. She could make clothing, and I had, at the time, an older sister. It was myself, middle child, my younger brother, Charles, and my older sister, Christina. My sister, Christina, was my grandmother's favorite, bar none. She did not like the boys. She did not. She was one of those grandparents who had no time for the boys, loved the girls. And I'll never forget when she came over for that Christmas, she opened up this big box that we thought was for everybody, all three of us. And my sister, being the oldest, was allowed to take everything out of the box. And as she's emptying the box, it's nothing but clothing that my grandmother handmade. I couldn't tell you whether or not it was poorly made or anything, but my sister loved it, and she felt so special because there were all of these outfits that my grandmother made for her. And that's a hell of a deal that you have a grandmother who actually had sewn clothing for a human person. That it was a lot of stuff. At least that's what I remember. Again, I'm 8. But a lot of stuff is coming out of there. And I'll never forget, my little brother walks over to the box when my sister is done emptying it and the box is empty. And he looks up and realizes there's nothing in that box for him. And he's the baby. And my grandmother goes into her purse and she pulls out a copper piggy bank. And she hands it to me and says, "This one's for you and the boy." That's what she said. "This one's for you and the boy." And it was just this copper piggy bank that I know that I've seen on her nightstand before. And it was full of pennies. And that's what we got. I'm almost certain that when my brother and I counted it afterwards, after he cried himself to sleep that Christmas, oh yeah, he did, cried himself to sleep, because that's what he got from his grandmother for Christmas. The worst Christmas gift ever. Also the weirdest. Only had $3 in pennies in it. That's it. That's all. Well, $3 in change altogether. But yeah, my brother he never spoke to my grandmother after that. Like, he hated her forever. Never spoke to her. Didn't go to her funeral at all. That sat with him. He's 4 years younger than me. So if I was 8, he was 4. Yeah, that sat with him for the rest of his life. So I know if he's listening now, yes, I'm outing you. You didn't go to grandma's funeral. But I don't know. The question might be, was it right? Did he have a good point? It's still up in the air. We still argue about it. All of us still have a debate about it. Was he wrong for not showing up over $3 in loose change in a brass piggy bank? I don't know. People have their reasons. I'm going to give him his. 860-522-WTIC. White Mike is in Florida. What's up, buddy?
Oh, hey, man. I'm going to kind of go off the left field a little bit.
Okay.
Because I burned out on politics for the year.
Sure.
But so you and I are about the same age.
Okay.
You're a teenager in the 80s.
Yep.
Do you remember what our standards for, like, the hottest girl you've ever seen were back then? Like, what the media gave you? Remember what they used to look like?
Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, well, but they were good-looking women, but they were, like, human beings. And
yeah,
you could reasonably consider seeing these people somewhere in your life.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, if I were to go, I mean, let's say run-of-the-mill pretty woman that you can identify with on television. Okay, so Brooke Shields would have been beyond the pale, but a Kate Jackson would have been okay.
Yeah, Kate Jackson.
Yes.
I don't know, the girl who wasn't Lonnie Anderson on WKRP in Cincinnati.
That's right. Yes. She was she on Welcome Back Carter too? I mean, yeah, Welcome Back Carter. She played the wife, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, she
but
looks
now,
like her.
Dude, there's a movie on Netflix right now called Subservience.
Yes.
Starring Megan Fox.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the trailer. I've actually been interested in watching it.
So Megan Fox now is in this movie playing for some reason, an anatomically correct Megan Fox domestic robot.
Yes.
That gets brought into this guy's house, right? And I was talking to one of the girls I work with, this little 22-year-old girl, and she said, "Wow, Meg, I saw that movie. Megan Fox is so pretty."
Okay.
And I said, Megan Fox has had so much work done to her face, and so unrealistic now that the only thing she can reasonably play is a sex robot.
Right. It's so funny you said that, because as I was watching the trailer, my wife and I were going through some movies that we were going to watch, and that came up, so we watched the trailer to it. And I said, wow, Megan Fox has finally found her breakout role as a robot.
Yeah. But I'm talking to this girl, and I said, she had all this surgery, and this girl says, oh, no, she didn't. So that's part of the problem. Like, these social media has inundated people with so many images of plastic surgery and fillered and filtered people that they don't know what human beings are supposed to look like.
Yeah, they're sort of paying attention to a manufactured beauty as opposed to a natural one.
And, it's bad for women because women are trying to go after this stuff, but men have the same thing too. I mean, men have unrealistic images of masculinity pushed on forever. I mean, nobody looks like Chris Hemsworth. but it's ruining men. I think these young men are so inundated in social media with constant images of perfection and unrealistic perfection, and just go scroll Instagram for 10 minutes to see what I'm talking about.
I'm starting to think, if I'm looking at this correctly, right, there's a degree of which that instead of being a better person, you sculpt a better being. Is that?
Well, yeah, but it's an impossible goal.
Right.
I mean, but boys who see this on Instagram at 13 get this imprinted in their brains as to what women are supposed to look like. And now, look, I'm not advocating for a bunch of fat chicks. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. And I'm
well,
not
wait a minute.
saying
Hold on.
that-
Let me ask you this, because now, as you're talking about it, this is coming into my head. Now, remember what the feminists used to scream and holler about Cosmo magazine or Miss magazine? They said that those magazines gave women a false sense of what beauty really was, right? That they had to achieve that sort of role or that level of beauty, that they were never good enough to be a Cosmo model, so to speak, right? They would never reach that plateau. Don't you think that a new version of that's happening on Instagram?
Oh, except it's worse.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Okay.
It's far worse because the technology, both in surgery and digital image, has improved so much. But there are actual AI Instagram models, I guess you'd call them now, that are AI.
Yeah.
That are being passed off as real women. But the level of perfection is so high that no real woman is ever going to trigger a dopamine reaction in a young man's brain after seeing this. Like,
I get what you're saying.
We had Playboy,
right?
But these are not even human beings anymore.
Yeah, it's a good point that you're making. It's a good point that you're making for this reason. It's like all of that was supposed to be like, remember what the feminist movement was supposed to do? It was supposed to destroy that veil, right? That curtain that you couldn't get behind. Everybody could be on Cosmo, because then, sure enough, I think it was last year, if not the year before, they started putting, overweight women on the cover of Cosmo. Everybody could be a model, so to speak. You go into Target, and the women who are wearing clothes now are of all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds on those websites. But back behind the scenes in Instagram or in the digital world, they're going right back to what Cosmo used to do. But now those women that these girls are now being sort of filled, or those images that are filling their screens, aren't even real people.
Yeah, it's an impossibility. And again, I'm not so much concerned with how it affects the women, because women are going to be neurotic about something no matter what. It's just their nature. But I'm worried that it's going to make young men not want to, and we're already seeing it, I mean, because of the nature of the modern woman.
Sure.
But I think that men are going to have their standards so skewed that they're not going to want to engage at all. Because if you're not 100% perfect, like a digital Megan Fox, they want nothing to do with it. And it's just crazy. Yeah,
I'm hoping that boys are much more realistic than thinking that they'll get that model and perhaps
know, dude.
still date the average chick. You know.
When I was a kid, my dad had muscle and fitness magazines laying around all the time because he's a wannabe bodybuilder. And back in the day, the Weeders had no trouble cheesecaking it up, so they'd put some hot chick on the cover.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that kind of ruined me, bro. Because
what were you gonna say, Roland? Roland was gonna jump in there. What are you gonna say? Oh, I thought Roland had some. I heard Roland in the background. I thought he was gonna say something.
Yeah, boys are fine.
The boys are fine.
Yeah, they're not crazy like that.
Okay, I don't think so. What'd you say, Mike? I'm sorry.
In closing, there's one bit of advice I'll give to young women. Okay, it's if you're gonna listen to somebody on Instagram, don't listen to the beauty gurus and don't fall for the filters. Listen to the fitness chicks, because a man will happily take a girl with a plain face and a hot body over somebody who's caked in makeup and is totally fake.
Yeah, I agree.
Be fit and nice, and the world's your oyster.
Indeed.
But don't be a Kardashian, and don't be a Megan Fox. And don't infect your lips. Just saying, the big lip thing is weird.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you, sir. Marcia Strassman, it was pretty cute. I'm not familiar with her, but now I got to look her up. Rama, Marcia Strassman, and Dag 1954. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you as well. I'll get back to your phone calls in a second. I want to get to this piece real quick before we get to the 5 o'clock focus. The 5 o'clock focus, by the way, for today, what is a weird gift that you may have given or may have been given by someone, family member, or just even maybe an office buddy? And what did you do with it? Did you just throw it away, put it in the attic or closet, or did you re-gift it? I would have re-gifted it. Today, if I had that piggy bank, I would have re-gifted it. My brother spent the $3. By the way, Jason D says that my brother should have gone to the funeral with the $3 in pennies. What should he have done with it, Jason? What are you suggesting he should have done with it? It's like, should he have put it in her casket? Just given it back? Oh, no, not my brother. No. Not at all. That's not his style. He'd have done something far worse. Far worse. You know what? I'm just going to save this audio for later. I'm just going to save it for later. It's too much. Let's go to Chip and Cover. Well, go ahead, Roma. What'd you say?
I was just about to say it's crazy about the Megan Fox because she got kicked off of Transformers because she complained about how it was robot work. And now I'm serious. That's what she said.
Wait. She said that she left. Wait a minute. She left the Transformers franchise.
No, she got kicked off.
Oh, she got kicked. That's right. Because
she kept complaining.
Yeah, she was complaining about Michael Mann.
Yeah, and how she wanted a more fluid role.
Okay, and she said it was too robotic.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to do a movie where she plays an android.
That's irony for you.
God bless her. Megan, I don't know what happened to you, sweetie, but
And there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the young men.
You don't think so? You don't think they're being affected by that in any way, like unrealistic?
In not ways like they don't want real women or.
Okay.
I'm around them enough to see that they like to have fun with that kind of stuff, but that's not something
not something they aspire to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They want real relationships with real women. So.
I would imagine as much because look, I couldn't imagine. I've been with superficial women, and dated girls who knew nothing about world events, were not worldly in any way, didn't read the news or read books. And, my mom used to say it all the time. It's like, was it if you can't take her to the library, don't bring her home?
That's not what my mom said, but that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so that was the way she always presented it to me. You don't take her to the library, don't bring her home. Let's get another check of our traffic for the 5 o'clock focus with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Let me take a selfie.
If you're heading into... She's the kind of woman you don't take home.
No. Let me take a selfie.
All right. If you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, southbound 91 slows 32. If you're traveling on the northbound side of the parkway, some slow traffic from exits approaching 67 up to 68 N&E in Meriden. 91 northbound, that's a good ride. Cromwell through downtown. A little slow on the the Connecticut, Massachusetts line as you move 91 northbound up into Long Meadow. Now, if you're heading on the westbound side of 84, you got delays in East Hartford approaching the Bulkley Bridge up to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slows 43 into the downtown tunnel. 291 through 84, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound's okay, Glastonbury to Marlboro. Middletown's quiet. If you're heading toward Waterbury, 84 eastbound, some slow traffic 17 to 18. Westbound 84 is tied up in Cheshire approaching 26 up to exit 25. Heading into Danbury right now, 84 eastbound, some slow traffic 3 to 5. Again, you're slowing from exit 8 in Danbury out to 11 in Newtown. Westbound 84 is tied up 10 in Newtown to exit 7 in Danbury. Southbound Parkway, you've got slow traffic now from exit 63 down in toward the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound New Haven slows 46 down to 44. And we have a crash now in East Lyme, and that is 95 northbound. That's going to be between exit 74 and 75. Left lane is shut down, delays back to exit 72 behind that. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of our Thursday afternoon, sunny to partly cloudy, the high of 34. Then tonight it'll be clear and quite cold with just a light and variable breeze, the low dropping down to 14. On our Friday, a quiet day with sun and some areas of high clouds, the high of 38 with a light breeze out of the south. Then Saturday, areas of fog, freezing early with low clouds, a bit of rain, some freezing in the morning, followed by spotty drizzle in the afternoon. So watch for slick spots early, the high 39. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and throwing a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
33 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News. Day after Christmas means a busy day for retailers and returns. Bert Flinginger is Managing Director of Strategic Research Group.
Retail returns are a big concern. The retail returns in the U.S. are about 1 out of every 7 items purchased. For online, it's over 20%. Why is that important? Because 70% to 80% of what's sold is less than $30. And the average cost for the retailer to restock an item tends to be about $35 on average.
Newington police arresting a man in connection with an armed robbery out of Cumberland Farms on Christmas night. Here's WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
Police say 32-year-old Dylan Martin of Bristol walked into the Cumberland Farms on Cedar Street, Route 175, just before 8 last night, armed with a knife. Newington police officers at a K-9 tracked Martin to the CT Fast Track busway walkway on the line when Martin saw police and tried to run away, allegedly. Officers and the K-9 were able to catch up with him, though, and take him into custody. Martin's being charged with robbery, larceny, interference with an officer, and failure to pay or plead charges. Bond is $50,000. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
Police in Danbury looking for the driver involved in a hit and run on Christmas night. Investigators say the victim was seriously injured when struck around 7:45 p.m. on Lake Avenue. Police say the victim was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Fire officials say 5 people are homeless following a house fire at 25 Howard Avenue in Southington. Fire breaking out shortly after 3 this morning. No injuries reported. Channel 3 reporting there were no working fire alarms in the house. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Cause of a Christmas night fire in Derby is under investigation. Fire officials say the fire broke out about 5:30 p.m. in a multifamily home on Minerva Street. 8 occupants in the home making it out. Investigators say 1 firefighter suffered minor injuries. I-395 in Plainfield reopening was closed in both directions after 5 this morning after a tanker overturned carrying harmless liquid nitrogen. Hazmat crews say there was no threat to public health or safety. Azerbaijan observing a nationwide day of mourning for the victims of a plane crash which killed 38 people.
Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov says the crash is under investigation and it's wrong to draw conclusions now. The Wall Street Journal is reporting the passenger jet headed for Russia was likely hit by Russian anti-aircraft fire. It had diverted over an area where Moscow's air defenses have battled Ukrainian drones. Cell phone footage shows it making a sharp descent before crashing.
That's correspondent Cammie McCormick. Former U.S. Senator Bob Menendez asking a federal judge today to delay his end of January sentencing on bribery charges and acting as an agent of the Egyptian government, saying his family would suffer, quote, a tremendous emotional toll if he were sentenced during his wife's trial. Did you buy a lottery ticket?
The Mega Millions jackpot is now more than $1 billion. That is billion with a B. And that's because no one matched all 6 numbers in the Christmas Eve drawing. Yes, it is a big jackpot, but it's only the 5th largest jackpot in the game's history.
Drawing tomorrow night. Wall Street today, stocks closed up 28 points. 33 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. For more on these and other stories, go to WTIC.com. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition. It's fully treatable. And at Northeast Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll also likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Northeast Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices: Salem, New Hampshire, Dedham, Marlborough, Woburn, Farmington, Connecticut. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man.
5 o'clock focus on News Talk 1080 WTIC. And, of course, your phone calls when we return. We'll have some audio talking about Joe Biden and the absenteeism, apparently, in the White House. It's a whole mess to get into. But what was your weirdest or strangest Christmas gift that you got? So I've already talked about my grandmother giving me the $3 brass piggy bank. And we had that for years afterwards. When I looked at it, it used to make me sick to my stomach. Probably because it made me feel horrible for my brother, my little brother, again, I'm not kidding. He cried himself to sleep. That's how much it affected him. And I was hugging him and consoling him and just saying, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You know, don't let it get you down. And there was just absolutely no reconciliation for him at all. And I think that was the day that I had to learn how to be a big brother to him. That was like, that was my first real big brother duty, was staying strong for my little brother who was heartbroken. Never forget that. And I already mentioned the black and white flannel that I got, the lumberjack jacket. This other one was a weird gift because I thought it was sweet. When I was 15, I was with my Aunt Sophia, and we went to her friend's house who had a daughter who was 12. And she had a crush on me. Her name is Nicole. I don't even know what she's doing. I haven't seen her in 40, 50 years. But she had a crush on me, and she didn't have anything really to give me, but she gave me a box of chocolate-covered cherries. That was her gift to me on Christmas. And I ate those things like there was no tomorrow. I still love chocolate-covered cherries because of that. But that was the weirdest gift that I ever got, and it was, because of a girl who had a crush on me. And I never ever. She was a really, really nice girl. She was a nice girl. Nice girl. That's all I'm gonna say. There's nothing mean I can say about her. She gave me a gift. Let's get into the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Mark, do you have a weird gift that anybody ever gave you? Of course you would play that. What was the weirdest gift you ever got? If you had to point one out that was weird, like, or at least something was strange.
A weird gift from like a girlfriend?
No, anybody.
Or just
anybody.
anybody?
Just anybody.
A weird gift.
Yeah,
Let me
like
see
a
here.
gut be gone or a pair of scissors. I don't know. A year's supply of Post-it notes.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I can't think of anything.
Do you know
that's
what
all
would be
that
a
weird.
horrible? Let me tell you what a horrible gift for Mark Christopher would be.
Okay.
It would be like a paid subscription to a traffic app.
Yes. Like Waze.
That would be
like
weird.
You send
Yes.
Me, I get Waze for Christmas.
Yeah, like if you get you get the subscription version of Waze for Christmas. That would be crazy.
Right. It would like be giving a hammer to a carpenter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's like, you know what I do for a living.
Exactly. Because people that do that stuff for a living, when they get home, they want nothing to do with
Oh,
it.
exactly.
Like if your husband's a carpenter, chances are he's probably not going to want to rebuild your bathroom when he gets home. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. I'll have to think about that. I'm trying to think if there was anything weird.
Yeah, just
that I
anything
got
that was
her.
off the beaten path that you knew that you were never going to use. It was going to go in
Right.
the attic, the basement, or regifting.
Right, exactly. All right, Reese, well, thank you
got
very
it.
much. If you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, we're looking at some delays on the eastbound side of 84 from 44 Prospect Oakwood up into the downtown tunnel. Westbound 84 just a little slow as you approach the Bulkley Bridge. Southbound 91 slows 33 to 32 A and B. Northbound Parkway a little tight as you move between 67 and 68 N&E at the end of the Parkway in Meriden. 91 northbound moving well Cromwell up into the Windsor exits. If you are traveling 291 384, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound's okay, Glastonbury to Marlboro. Quiet in Middletown. 84 westbound in Cheshire, a little tight approaching 26 to 25. 84 eastbound slows from exit 17 up to exit 18. If you are traveling on the eastbound side of 84, you've got some slow traffic now from exit 5 in Danbury. Again, some slow traffic from 8 out to exit 10 in Newtown. Westbound 84 slows approaching 9 to 7 in Danbury. Southbound Parkway delays from exit 63 down in toward the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound, look for slow traffic 46 to 44 in New Haven. And if you are traveling into East Lyme, 95 northbound between exit 74 and 75, you got a crash there that is taking out the left lane, and you've got delays back to exit 72 behind that. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, clear and quite cold tonight with the low down to 14. Sun with some areas of high clouds for our Friday to round out the week. Still chilly, the high of 38. Increasing clouds overnight into Saturday. Saturday early could be a bit messy with temperatures in the mid-20s overnight. We'll start off with some areas of fog and a bit of rain. Some of that could be freezing early on, so watch for slick spots. We'll follow by a little bit of spotty drizzle as we head through the afternoon with the high moving up to 39. Now, Sunday, breezy, mild periods of rain coming heavy at times, but the high jumping up to 52. Monday, still mild with some rain at times in the morning, then a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon, the high 56. Tuesday, mild with sunshine giving way to clouds for a New Year's Eve day, the high of 49. Right now, it's 34 in New London, 32 in Mansfield, 30 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed. Early bird special, $49.99. Seminars Thursday, January 9th, Hilton Garden Inn, Hartford, South Glastonbury. In Glastonbury. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 p.m. Or Saturday, January 11th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance, and cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Come on, a minute.
One person's personal information is another person's treasure.
That's why I don't go online without connecting to NordVPN. I don't want anyone stealing my personal information and snooping on my browsing activity. Also, TechRadar named NordVPN as the most trusted VPN by casual users and experts. Features like Threat Protection Pro safeguard your devices from phishing websites, scan downloads for malicious files, and disable intrusive ads and trackers so you can surf more safely online. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself.
Yeah, and 10.
By the way, you can protect up to 10 devices with one account. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man.
Back to the phones we go. 860-522-WTIC on News Talk 1080 WTIC. Chip's in Coventry. Thanks for holding, Chip. How are you, sir?
Reese, you're worth waiting for, so don't worry about nothing. You and me, we go way back. I don't know. How far do we go back? No, I'm just kidding.
2022.
All right. If you don't mind, not because I was on hold, like I said, as I was on hold, I just went on TikTok. I go on every day just for entertainment. And the first thing I seen was a picture, not a picture, a clip of the video with the audio off of the guy who lit the girl on fire. And I was like, I had to swipe by because I seen it before. I don't want to see it again.
Right.
And like some of the other callers said, and you had mentioned something to the effect, when I seen the two officers walk by nonchalantly, and I was thinking, wait a minute, this, why didn't they even attempt to, like, and maybe it's just me, do something?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But anyway, listen to this real quickly. 2 years ago, I've only been to New York 5 times, to the city, Manhattan. I went there 2 years ago to visit, actually, my ex-fiance. We're still friends, and I don't know much about the subways, and she wanted to take me to, who knows, Brooklyn. And so we're on the subway down in the, whatever I call it, the basement. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And right in front of me, there's a subway train at a complete stop. And I'm thinking, they come and go. And there was a gap, and there was another train. All of a sudden, I heard a big thump, and I immediately turned around. A guy had fell, hit his head, his feet were touching the train. So I instinctively, without even thinking, went down. He was either having a seizure, he could have been on drugs. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge the guy.
Yeah.
I went down. He was about 40, 45, and I'm trying to pull him in case the train takes off.
Right.
And I did the best I could. I think I got his feet off. Do you know not one person, whether they were from New York or whatever, helped me? Not one person.
It's insane. I don't know if you were here. I think I told the story about a year ago about a homeless guy who was harassing a woman for he was begging her, and he had her hemmed up in a corner. And, I ended up fighting this guy to get her away from the woman, and people were standing outside of the bar smoking, and no one assisted me. They left me there to my own devices. I had to curse them out, and they were like, get over yourself. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. And they knew, I was having a hard time with this guy, and they knew what he was doing. They heard the woman screaming that she was nervous, and not one of them came to her aid. They just stood there and watched it. And this is before the era of smartphones. People had cell phones, but they didn't have the smartphones then.
Right. and the person that I was with after, I did call. I don't even think it's 911. 211. I don't know. I'm not from New York. Thank God. But she, and I didn't know this until I got a hold of the fire people, whatever they came.
Right.
And, the guy's head was full of blood. When the guy stood up, he's, and I'm like, sir, please, he fell onto the tracks.
Wow.
He fell. And I'm like, I couldn't get him up. Thank God finally some good Samaritans, I don't know, they got him up. And I'm like, and do you know, yes, there were people with their cell phones like it was
something to capture and go viral.
Whatever.
Yeah, something to capture and go viral with. Immediately, somebody else's calamity turning into their benefit online. Hey, I got the footage. It's crazy.
I don't get it, and I'm not a superhero, and I wasn't even taught this. It's just common sense. You do the right thing, and you don't expect nothing in return. I don't want to go on TikTok or Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
And help somebody, I help you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you, Chip.
All
I
right,
appreciate you holding, buddy. Let's go to Steve's in Waterbury. How are we doing, Steve?
Good, Reese. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Thank you. Just want to long after this book, I looked up
Steve, some odd reason you're coming in very muffled. I don't know why.
Can you hear me better now?
Come a little closer to wherever you are, and then I can get you.
I'm really close to the phone. Is this better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Uh-oh. Reese.
Yeah, there you go. I can hear you.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great now. Go ahead.
Okay. I got you on speaker now. I had you off speaker before.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Okay, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Long after your sister outgrew those clothes, I looked up the price of a vintage piggy bank from 1920.
Okay.
They're asking like $1,400 for it.
No, they're not. A brass one? A copper piggy bank is worth $1,400? I better call my brother.
Yeah, who knows the value of the coins that were in there? If you ever checked it out.
You know what? It's funny. My brother he bought penny candy with that money. And that was, because I gave him the whole piggy bank, even though I know he didn't want it. Because it had value, I just gave it to him. And I just said, hey, man, you know what? Do what you will with it. I know you're not happy about it as a gift. I said, but it would be silly to split $1.50 with you. Just have it, and it's all yours. And it was anything I could do to console him as a consolation to just say, hey, I'm going to be a big brother here. Look, all of the money that's in there, that's yours. I want nothing of it. Buy yourself some penny candy, at least something. You'll get something out of it. And but he never lived it down, man. He never let my grandmother live it down. Their relationship was done after that.
Maybe she was poor and she only knew how to do girls' clothes.
I know. Hey, you know what? That's what I think. I look at it like this. My mother, thankfully, told me the truth afterwards. She said she just didn't like the boys. And I went, did we do something? And she was like, no, but she was this way even with her own children. My mother and her sister Ann were her favorite. My uncle Roger and Dennis, same way. She was just not partial to the boys.
Yeah. Hey, really quick, to go back to the illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
As bad as that was with that woman coming across, being burnt up.
Yeah.
If you look at all the illegal drugs, the illegal guns, the human trafficking that's caused by getting these illegal immigrants over here, the situation is so bad. If we could have legal immigrants come over and do farm work, and who knows, maybe they'll bring back Boone's Farm wine and maybe even Ripple one of these days.
You know what? An interesting part about all of that, again, when you talk about the people who are advocating for illegals to come here into the country, and look, if I'm picking on Justin Elliker, I don't care. But I'll look at it this way. You think about the dynamics of each of those individuals. The military-aged men are members of gangs, drug trafficking, and human trafficking. If anything, they are on the upper echelon of those illegals who come into the country. If anything, those guys, very few of them get labor trafficked to the level that the children and the women do. Because of the most vulnerable in there, who are the ones that are used for prostitution? The women. And children, I might add. Let's not forget that. The children are a huge part of that. I'm going to play this video in a second of that illustrates that as well at McAllen at the McAllen Airport in Texas. But the children are the most vulnerable in the illegal activity of these illegals that come in when they're extorting them and holding, thousands of dollars of ransom over them to make sure that they do the work that they're supposed to do, pay the bills that they're supposed to pay. The most vulnerable are the people who they're supposed to protect the most, the women and the children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I could say one more thing about the women they were talking about, like a WKRP and those shows like that.
Yeah.
The girl who played Bailey, they always would dress her down, and they would always make Lonnie Anderson really glamorous.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a beautiful woman, but so was the one that played Bailey. But they did that a lot. If you go back to Three's Company or
Chrissy versus Janet. Hey, but let's be honest.
Exactly.
The only time that trope didn't work, and this, this one, as soon as I say it, you're going to go, Every guy I ever met in my entire life loved Marianne more than they liked Ginger.
Absolutely. And not for nothing, I like Jeannie even better than Marianne.
What's that? You like who?
Jeannie even better than Marianne.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah, you're so right about that. Don't even get me started about that. I'm sorry. That's my first big crush. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you holding, buddy. Let me play this audio. Speaking of what Steve was just talking about, this is a Border Patrol agent at McAllen, and this you can actually look up Muckraker. Muckraker is the website and the guy who does this report. And he goes there and he's following these children, these illegal children who were being trafficked in and out of the airport while Border Patrol is standing there. They're allowing these people to go in with no IDs. And this is his exchange with the Border Patrol as these illegal children are allowed to go through the airport with no ID.
Were their IDs even checked just there? Were their IDs even just checked? Who checked their IDs? I didn't see any ID check just there. There was no ID check. Right. Why weren't their IDs checked? If I was going to go here... I can't talk to you about that. I'm going to ask you, why do you guys ID American citizens when those children can't do you guys an ID them? I'm not going to say anything on camera.
Now, if you can't hear him, he's saying, why are those people, every American that walks through this walkway, you ID check them. These illegal kids that come through, you don't ask for anybody's ID. The chaperones and the children are allowed to go through like unscathed. Nobody stops them for their ID. They know who they are, and they just let them go through. But if you're an American citizen and you go there, it's treated as a checkpoint, and they have to show their ID, which again defeats the purpose, right? These are Border Patrol agents. So the guy says, I can't talk to you on camera. So the guy from Muckraker says to himself, you know what? Maybe I'll just go and approach him with hidden camera. That's when this happened.
A lot of the kids coming over here, are they trafficked or like what's the...
Some are. I'm not gonna lie. Some are.
Does that happen a lot that the kids come over here with a totally fake name?
It has.
Yeah?
I mean, there's no way for us to verify.
And so they come over here with a fake name and then they just come up with one. They just get a brand new identity. They could be anybody.
Have you seen the movie?
Sound of Freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Exactly like that. Shit happens.
You guys get the kids coming over here with the notes that are attached to them with the addresses, right? And a lot of times those addresses lead to like a sex trafficker or something, right? That's legit.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit that we can't tell.
What's the issue though? Why can't you guys talk on camera?
It's the policies that we have, things that we can and can't say.
Yeah, he says that we can't, certain things that we can't say because of the policies we can't say.
Why don't they want you talking on camera? Politics. What, like making the administration look bad? Or...
Yeah.
Damn.
Honestly, bro, I really wish there was more people like you.
Yeah.
Exposing this shit.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't hear that, the Border Patrol agent says to Muckraker, I wish there were more people like you reporting on this ish. But they're not. That's the Border Patrol agent who's got to follow the administration rules and allow these kids to be trafficked.
Because it sucks. It truly is a horrible thing.
Yeah.
It is a horrible thing. But me, I can't do that.
You could blow the whistle on it.
No, I can't.
You could, but you're going to lose your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Scary. Let's get to another check of the traffic with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. That was a horrible
Oh, he's not
segue.
done.
Oh, no. Well, okay. That would have been a horrible segue. I'm talking about trafficking to then go to Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. It's not a good segue. But, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff that's allowed to go through. Mark Christopher, is he there?
Not yet.
Okay, he's about to. I think I heard him. There he is. Mark, you there?
I am right here.
Yeah,
Reese,
there
thank you
he
very
is.
much. And if you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, overall a pretty good ride on the roadways. 84 eastbound. We are seeing some delays now from exit 43 up to 46th Avenue. Westbound 84 looking good. Vernon through downtown out into Farmington. Both sides of 91 doing well. Cromwell up into Windsor Locks. 291, 384 okay. So the River 2 eastbound's okay. Glastonbury to Marlboro. Quiet Middletown. 84 westbound in Cheshire slowing approaching 26 to 25. 84 eastbound slowing 17 to 18 as you move into Waterbury. Westbound 84 slows from exit 10 down to exit 6 in Danbury. 84 eastbound is a little tight by exit 5, again slowing from exit 8 up to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway delays 62 down into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound slows 46 to 43 in West Haven. 95 northbound in East Lima, an accident between 74 and 75. Left lane out, delays back to exit 72 behind that, so stay to the right there. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, the rest of our Thursday afternoon, sunny to partly cloudy, the high of 34. Then tonight it'll be clear and quite cold with just a light and variable breeze, the low dropping down to 14. On our Friday, a quiet day with sun and some areas of high clouds, the high of 38 with a light breeze out of the south. Then Saturday, areas of fog, freezing early with low clouds, a bit of rain, some freezing in the morning, followed by spotty drizzle in the afternoon. So watch for slick spots early, the high 39. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
32 degrees, mostly clear in Hartford. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News. Some rough weather for some post-Christmas travel plans. This woman at a travel center in Baytown, Texas.
We've actually been talking with a lot of travelers who have been telling me, yeah, we wanted to get out early. We want to avoid the crowd. We want to avoid the bad weather and keep ourselves and our families safe and try to beat the storm.
The threat of severe weather is also impacting flights at airports in and around Texas. A new round of Israeli airstrikes in Yemen have targeted the Houthi rebel-held capital at Sana'a and multiple ports. India's former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, widely regarded as the architect of India's economic reform program and a landmark nuclear deal with the United States, has died. He was 92. A pizza deliverer in Florida has been charged with pushing her way into a motel room and stabbing a pregnant woman after a dispute over a tip. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office says Brianna Avalo has been charged with stabbing a woman in her motel room in Kissimmee, Florida, a short time after delivering a pizza to her on Sunday. An AP Nork Center for Public Affairs research poll is showing many Americans after an intense presidential election campaign are looking for a break in political news. Holiday shoppers increasing spending by 3.8% despite higher prices. Have you been working at home since the pandemic? After years of working from home, workers are being now told to return to the office full-time. At Amazon, AT&T, and other companies, they've been called back to the office 5 days a week. Friday's Mega Millions jackpot now over $1 billion. Stocks closing up 28 points today. For more on these and other stories, go to WTIC.com. I'm Bob Brown, WTIC 1080 News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
1 minute.
Don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121, 800-329-2121.
Oh, hold still. This is only going to hurt a little. It's Reese on the radio. On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Were there IDs even checked just there?
I cannot believe I just did that. I should have gotten rid of this audio, and there it is.
There was no ID check.
I screwed that up and let that video play in the background. It's Reese on the radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. Let me fix this audio. I forgot to delete it, but it's still writing up there. Anyway, thank you, John Beckman. Welcome to the program. Happy belated Christmas to you as well. So, new year, new you. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we got planned, okay? Hopefully it doesn't all go to hell in the next coming days. But 2025, should things work out the way I expect them to, program is going to be a bunch of stuff that it's going to be interactive. You're going to be involved. We're going to make sure that you stay involved. It's going to be content heavy, stick to the issues. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff. I want to keep this show just as lively and just as fun as it always has been. I don't believe that you have to fix something that isn't broke. But there's always room for improvement. So we're going to find new ways to improve on this show. Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Of course, I'm going to prognosticate in the way in which I do. That top of the hour report. Who's the guy rolling that's filling in today for
Bob Brown.
Bob Brown. Okay, Bob Brown. By the way, I love Bob Brown. If you're listening, love your voice, man. And I love radio voices. I don't really have one, but Bob Brown's got a great radio voice. Bob Brown said at the top of the hour that Americans were trying to get past political news for the new year. Let me begin by saying nonsense. Absolute nonsense. They want more of it. They thirst for it. They fiend for it. Or at least what we do here. I'm not going to inundate you or bore you to death with every political story that comes out there. That's not what we do here. So don't worry about that. People say that people are bored with political news. No, they're just bored with CNN. They're bored with MSNBC. That's what they're bored with. These guys don't do the stuff that we do on talk radio. And the reason why people come here is because it's a completely different medium. And what we talk about is important to everyday people, the local stuff, the national stuff, even the international and intergalactic stuff. That stuff is important to them. So I'm going to give you a quality show that's going to be filled with everything from politics to pop culture. That's what Reese on the Radio is going to do in 2025. And Roland's going to help me do all of that and streamline it and give it a little edge. Because, look, I'll say this. I'll be the first to say it. Roland and I are two guys who grew up in the hip-hop era. The golden and not so golden era of hip-hop. So we have a little bit of an urban edge in all of this. but I'm heavily political. And Roland is very, mainstream, hip-hoppy, urban, and it's a great blend because he can tell me things that I don't understand, Like, why is it important to know the difference between sweet potatoes and yams? He will tell me those things. I will not. Is there a difference, by the way, Roland? Are they both the same thing? What's that? There are differences? I never know. I always thought that sweet potatoes were yams, but Roland, he's the chef. I'm the eater. Don't you understand? That's how it works. You need a perfect chef with a perfect eater with no palate. That's how all of this works. Let's get another check of the traffic with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, would you consider yourself a eater or a chef?
Well, I'm definitely an eater.
Right, so you're not the guy who's like expected to be behind the stove putting the cuisine together. You're not that guy.
No, I mean I'm a much better dishes after guy.
Ah,
I do the dishes. I do a good job with the dishes.
Yeah, we don't even talk about me not doing the dishes at home.
Like I can find the food and get it.
Yeah.
I can help out. I can take the garbage out and do the dishes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want me as the main guy.
Let me tell you this real quick before I let you get to traffic. So my wife bought these really, really expensive pots with like the diamond encrusted thing on the what's name, to keep it from sticking.
Yeah.
And so she told me to cook her breakfast, and I ruined it. I actually
no.
cut into the thing with the knife, so she had to throw it away. And I told her that was her fault. And she goes, "How is it my fault that you cut into my pot?" I said, "You asked me to make breakfast. You knew what you were getting into."
Right. You asked somebody with no
no
clue
experience.
What he's doing.
Exactly. You asked a novice to go in there and do a pro's work.
She should have known and given you like the real old pots and pans. So
what she should have said was microwave me breakfast. And then I would have done.
The microwave. I'm not a big fan of the microwave unless it's like reheating something. But I don't know. I'm more of a toaster oven kind of guy.
Truth be told, I once put a cup of coffee into the microwave and set it for 7 minutes.
No. That must have been a big cleanup.
Oh, yeah. My wife caught it when it was 5 minutes left.
Oh, thank God. When the thing was melting down,
yeah,
like a
pretty
nuclear meltdown. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, you got delays 43 up to 46 is an avenue. Westbound 84 looks good. Vernon out into Farmington, both sides of 91 moving well. Cromwell up into Windsor Locks. 291 through 84 okay. 2 westbound moving well. Glastonbury and East Hartford. Quiet Middletown. Westbound 84 in Cheshire. Slowing approaching 26 up to 25 again by the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound a little tight. 17 to 18 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Danbury slowing 8 to 11. Westbound 84 slowing in Newtown up from 10 down to 7 in Danbury. Southbound Parkway delays 62 into the West Rock. 95 southbound's a little slow, 44 down to 43 in West Haven. And if you're traveling on the northbound side of 95, you've got an accident now between exits 74 and 75. Left lane out, delays back to 72 behind that. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, it's going to be clear and quite cold tonight with the low down to 14. A pleasant day for our Friday to round out the week, albeit chilly. We'll have sun in areas of high clouds, the high of 38. Saturday, a bit messy to start. Overnight, temperatures are going to drop down into the middle 20s. So Saturday morning, so some areas of fog and a bit of rain. Some of that could be freezing in the freezing variety. So watch for some slick spots there early on Saturday morning. And then we'll have a high of 39. So as temps get above freezing, things should get a little bit better with a little spotty drizzle in the afternoon. Sunday, breezy, mild periods of rain becoming heavy at times. The high jumping up to 52, though. Then Monday, mild rain at times in the morning, a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon. Should be quite a pleasant afternoon with the high up to 56. Mild with some sunshine giving way to clouds Tuesday for the last day of 2024, the high of 49. Bridgeport at 32, 27 in Danbury right now. It's 28 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumulo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father and son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch the replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumulo Financial Retirement Planning with Integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth from Money Wisdom. Tune in this week and every week to gain a better understanding of taxes, retirement income, and long-term care. The Money Wisdom, Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance, and cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking without cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all or your money back. Seminar 8 p.m. on Thursday, January 9th at the Hilton Garden Inn, Hartford, South Glastonbury in Glastonbury. Or 2 p.m. on Saturday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express in Southington. Registration 30 minutes before seminar. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Men, it's the new many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Northeast Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you. It can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Northeast Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeast.com. We have 5 offices: Salem, New Hampshire, Dedham, Marlborough, Woburn, Farmington, Connecticut. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right. Almost time to get up out of here. News Talk 1080 WTIC. Let's get back to the phones here so we can let everybody go home. They've been holding over. First, let's go to Terry. Terry's in Texas. Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Hey, Merry Christmas, man. You know, maybe that's why I'm so drawn to the show, because I grew up in the golden era of hip-hop myself.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kindred spirits.
There you go. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. That's me and Roland.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
He's just set me up with the beats, and I'm just flowing. That's all it is.
I dig that. I was calling in on your 5 o'clock focus, man. I for real got one time I got a actual soap on a rope.
You're the second person that got that. I had a friend named Romeo who got it.
But it wasn't in a box or anything. It was just wrapped up. Like somebody had just went through their house and just took it and was like, I don't need this, and gave it to me. And so, because I thought maybe I did something wrong, you know what I mean? I wanted to ask this person, like, what'd I do? Or you could have just not gave me nothing, told me what you were going to give me, and then that's why you didn't give me nothing. I wouldn't even been mad. But I'm like, I'm not all high maintenance or nothing. You know, wifey gets me good stuff. When she goes out, I don't know, she brings that stuff home. But I mean, you could have just hit me with some Coast or some Zest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the soap on the rope, the soap on the rope that my friend Romeo got, he got it, and it was I don't even think I know the brand name of the soap. It was just some generic soap, and it was on that rope that almost looked like it's hemp, like made of hemp. And you're supposed to put it around your neck, right?
Through the break, I was able to remember the name of it. It was called Black Velvet. It smelled like death. It was horrible. It was like the bar of soap equivalent of Brute. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened to that bar of soap.
That's
I don't know. It's probably hanging somewhere.
Okay.
I'm like, damn, hit me with some Bath and Body Works or something like Ocean Cleanse or Mahogany.
I couldn't even follow you up with whether or not you threw it away. I guess you threw it away.
Nah, I ain't never used it. Nah. This was only like 10 years ago, bro. I was like in my early 30s. I thought I was supposed to beat somebody with it. Like, what's the, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I know the guy who got the soap on the rope.
that's the weirdest one I ever got.
Romeo got soap on the rope back in the 80s. When he got that, I went, wow.
I got soap on the rope too.
You got soap on the rope? Hold on, Roland, you got soap on the rope once too?
Yeah, it's called black suede. I used it though.
Hey, it was on a rope. It was on a black rope that was like the size of the chain Slick Rick used to wear. It was crazy. I was like, what am I, like, am I locking up a bike?
Oh, my goodness. That's bad. That is bad. Yep. Terry, thank you so much, man. You got to be good. Joe is, oh, my goodness. Joe's in New Hampshire. How you doing, Joe?
Happy New Year. Are you on the pardon list or the commutation list?
I'm on the commutation list, my friend. That's all I can be on.
Time served, and everything's going to be okay.
You got it, sir. Hey, come on. I know you've got a weird gift someone gave you, Joe.
No, I'm giving all the gifts this year.
So
I live alone.
I know that, but you never got a gift at any time in your life that was sort of like off the beaten path, like something you know you were never going to use? Like maybe even a cologne. Like, did you ever get like high karate, like as a cologne or something? I've at least received high karate. I've at least had that.
I left Connecticut. My 4-year anniversary is coming up this week.
Oh, okay.
Right after the 2020 election, which was a disaster for the Republicans in Connecticut. And I said I should have left 4 years sooner, but I'm glad I did. Everything is so much better. Say all these people from New York are going to be spilling over into Connecticut, now that the mayor of New York is getting serious about things. After he lets 1 million people in, now he says, oh, we can't do it anymore.
Can't do it anymore. Yeah, sure enough. I mean, where else can they go?
Yeah, he set the forest on fire, and now he's coming up with a pail of water and saying, I want to help. I mean, he's just disgusting. And
yeah, I think that he got burned by this administration because of course he's dealing now with this indictment that ended up being against him. But he's up against it now. But you know what? They all learn somehow, right? It's either by fire or by ice. That they all end up learning.
Well, I was listening to the Curtis Sweet. You know Curtis Sweet?
Yeah, sure.
He has the WABC show in the morning on WABC. I'm listening to him this morning, and all he's talking about is the mayor is looking for a pardon. Now he's kissing President Trump's behind.
You know what? Let me put it to you this way. And this is true, Joe. And I'll say this because I've heard people talking about it. I want to put it this way. If I'm looking at this in a way that says I've got two things to do. One, I do want to get reelected. 3, I do believe that the administration is coming after me because I refuse to play ball, right? But now I've got an administration that I can work with and perhaps can protect me. The optics alone may be, and people can talk about it all day on the news media, but in my view, I'm going, they've got no credibility either. So I'm in a zero-sum game. I'm looking like a person who needs a pardon, but the media is looking like someone who's attacking someone who doesn't want to deal with this administration pulling the rug from under him anymore. So if I'm going to go with anybody, I'm going to go with the sure bet. Say I'm looking for a pardon. You know what? When the ends justify the means, I'm going to go to Donald Trump and I'm going to say, hey, remember when you asked me to play ball? I did. Now pay up. Because as far as everybody else is concerned, this government thing is transactional. And Joe Biden made it so.
Yeah, the mayor of New York, I mean, it's just talk so far. He hasn't really done it.
I know. We'll see.
Scared. But we got 25 more days of Biden. That's a lot of time.
No kidding, man.
The worst, this is what worries me. The worst damage is yet to come.
Yeah.
And all our enemies abroad, they're not going to wait for Trump to be sworn in. They're going to do their stuff before the 20th, whatever it's going to be.
It is the slowest boil I've ever witnessed in my life. I'm telling you. This whole year, I was complaining about how the week went by so fast. Ever since Election Day, it has been tick. It's been slow. I have no idea what happened. Maybe it was psychological. Maybe it was all the talk about the daylight savings time, getting rid of that. Maybe that was it. But something has changed. It's been dramatic.
Yeah, and one last thing about investing. People don't realize this, but inauguration's Monday the 20th. The stock market is closed because it's Martin Luther King holiday.
That's right.
So Trump's going to get sworn in at noon. And he's going to be up all night. He won't even get any sleep at night with executive order.
I can't. Listen to me. January 20th.
When the market opens on the 21st at 9:30, there's going to be turmoil that you wouldn't believe. And that's why I would get back in the UVIX in about another week and a half.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait. Listen, I can't wait until. Thank you, Joe. Tom's in Thomaston. How we doing, Tom?
Hey, good afternoon. Hey, tell Joe a psychic told me the other day that put all your money in rotary phones. They're making a big comeback.
That's horrible.
Anyway.
What's up, buddy?
Have you ever, I'm sure I've told you, I really enjoy Tom, you, and Bill O'Reilly. So he had a guy on for him today. Have you ever heard the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the origins?
No, and I've never heard it. I mean, like, in other words, where the story, what the impetus of it?
It ties into the tax rate.
Huh.
The guy was a script writer for, I think, Montgomery Ward's, and they told him to write a story.
Uh-huh.
So he did. They didn't even like it at first, so he rewrote it, added a few more things.
Uh-huh.
It was okay. It did all right. And then the second and third year, it blew up. He didn't own it for a few years, so he made no money. Finally, the company let him take it. He got his brother to make the song.
Huh.
No one wanted the song. Then Irving Berlin's wife, I think, liked it and put it on. Somehow got on to Bing Crosby, became big #1 hit. They went their own business, made a lot of money, but the tax rate was 92%.
Yes.
They got so little money out of it. This is like in the 20s or something. He had to go back to being a scriptwriter for that company because he couldn't keep any of his millions.
You know what? Listen to me. Let me tell you something, Tom. That's so insane. I'll never forget. You brought up that 92%. During the Reagan era, I remember that the tax rate for 80 was 80%. And I kept saying to somebody who was telling me that, my third grade teacher, I said to him, there's no way that the tax was that high. He goes, yes, it was. I had to go back and everyone had tried to convince me for years that it was. I went, there's no way the tax rate was that high. Like at that, and now you hear these people talking about they need to pay their fair share. I'm like, are you talking about bringing it back to that level?
I know, it's crazy. And 80 blows my mind, but 92, I mean, come on, that is thievery. That's like indentured servitude to the government.
Exactly. You know what? You're absolutely right. It is indentured servitude because who would ever start a business if they were to bring it back to 92%, even 80%? Right. Nobody would. No one would. There'd be no incentive to do it.
At least now, you get instead of $1 million, you get maybe a couple $100 million. So you might get a little more coin. Yeah. But back then,
forget about it. Thank God everything was so cheap then. In that case, yeah. Thanks, Tom.
You're right about that.
I appreciate you, sir. Jeff is in Marlboro. My last but not least, how we doing, Jeff?
Hey, I'm doing all right, Reese. I got 3 topics.
Go for it.
I know we're real close here. So, weirdest gift I ever got as a kid was a little musical bear.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he played like three Christmas songs.
Okay.
I didn't ask for it, didn't want it, didn't think I wanted it. Put him on my wall, and I used to love to play him now and then. I'd touch his belly and he'd play a song. Loved it. For years, until the battery died. Penny candy.
Oh,
that is a term that I have not heard since I lived in Pennsylvania. I used to live in Pennsylvania, and I thought I was a big spender.
So did I.
When I brought $2 down to the general store, and I wanted some penny candy.
That's always how I still refer to it. That even though that same penny candy is 25 and 50 cents a pop, I still call it penny candy.
Yep. Well, it was penny candy back then. And
last but not least, what do you got?
The woman told me I'll count out 100, but I won't count out 2. And I said, I'll count out the other 100. And she said, no. She thought I was going to steal from her.
Oh, poor lady. What's your last one?
AI-generated women.
Oh.
I think that some of the previous callers are right. We are putting way too much prettiness into the, whatever you want to call it.
Into the ether.
Into these fake women. I remember I used to talk to a guy. he used to worship all these like movie stars and all this. I'm like, you should see some of these people without their makeup. They're just regular people.
I got to get out of here, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas. We'll be back here tomorrow to round this out. Of course, you know what tomorrow is, my favorite day of the week.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people.
As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night, pleasant tomorrow, and he's Mark Christopher, the BPS Traffic Center. Good night, Mark.
Good night. Was there any AI on that Christina Aguilera picture from her 44th birthday last week?
No,
Did
but
you see that?
I did see that picture. I did
You
see
did
that
see
picture.
it?
Yeah. I listen, when she was skinny, I thought that she was like the poor man's version of Britney Spears.
Okay.
And then she had a kid, and for some odd reason, I mean, I always said the best thing that happened to a woman is when she has a baby, because she blew up like she ate shellfish. I don't know.
But she's lost all that weight.
She lost a little bit. Yeah. They said she said it's not Ozempic.
No, which is good.
That's good.
But I was like, wow.
Yeah.
She's very good looking.
She's stunning.
Have a great night, Reese.
Thank
If
you,
you're
man.
heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, got delays 44 up to just about 46 Cincinnati.
All right, you in
we have
tomorrow?
an accident in the right and center.
Yep.
All right,
left
buddy.
there. Westbound
Okay,
84
let's
looking
get
good.
it
Burning through
popping.
downtown out
Airing
in the Farmington. Both sides of 91
and,
moving well. Cromwell through downtown up
what
into
time are you
Windsor.
coming in tomorrow?
291
About
384 okay east of the river.
11-ish, 11:30-ish.
Okay. All right. I'll have
Waterbury slowing by
what do you call it?
18.
The opening
84
monologue
eastbound
for
a
you
little slow again as you
early
approach
enough.
the 691.
All right.
Okay.
Cheshire.
All right. See you tomorrow,
Westbound
man.
84
Yes, sir.
approaching the mix master in.
All right, folks. Holla, holla. Yeah, I know. I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad to be back, Michael A. By the way, well, I'll let you guys know tomorrow about the T-shirt situation. I wish I could show you this picture. Hold on one second. Do I have it here? Hold on. Yeah. These, for those of you who are watching online, if you purchase this shirt, by the way, I've got to either I'm going to send you your money back, but these T-shirts are so blurry and so disgusting. And they were late because of that stupid Amazon strike that held them up. These are the worst qualities ever. So I've got all these shirts sitting in here, and I'm just going to refund whoever it is who purchased in the last week or so. I'm refunding your money. I'm going to get you a better shirt so you don't have to pay for them, and I'll make sure that happens. So please just bear with me. It's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, but I will get you your shirts, and I will make sure you get your money back for this. But I can't have you paying for this garbage. All right, and it's been long enough. So I apologize, and I will make it right. So forgive me. All right, you guys, see you tomorrow. I love you. Mwah. You're the best people in the world. Be good.